Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
As you could please, my lord, we confirm appearances on behalf of the state.
As it is the court, my lord, I confirm my appearance on behalf of Mr. Sibiya and Mr. Mnube.
As the court pleases, my lord, I confirm my appearance on behalf of Mr. Ntanzi.
Okay.
As it pleases the court, my lord, I still confirm my appearance on behalf of accused number 4, Mr. Mnube, and Mr. Mapisa, standing in for my colleague, Advocate Mshololo, in respect of accused number 5, Mr. Ntuli. Thank you.
Sabona ba?
Yeah, so yes, morning, good morning.
Yeah, wathi ngikubuza usengaphansi kwesifungo mnumzane.
Noted, my lord.
Thank you, Brigadier Gininda. Yesterday, we dealt with Exhibit J, the identity kit, and Exhibit DD4A, the extracts of the photos from the memory card of accused number 2. And that was in light of the proposition that was put to Mr. Dumela Madlala on the 8th of August 2023 that accused number 2 has never had a beard or an O-shaped beard. If we can then continue dealing with Exhibit DD4B,
Yes.
still on that proposition that was made by accused number 2's legal representative.
Okay, my lord.
Wathi zonke sikhuluma ke malana nodaba lofakaza ade bukhona ke ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo ke kunkulumo bayitshela ke lapho ngoba eyakhulunywa kuDumelo Madlala ke la kade bethi khona ke umsola wesibili akakaze abe nentshebe ke eround la ke yena kwasho ukuthi O shape beard ke loyo ke wathi manje baqathi siqhubeke ke qala lapho ke malana nodaba lwezithombe lezi ezikhona ke ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo ke abayithwebula ngaphakathi kocingo lwakhe.
My lord, indeed, yes. So, photo number 1 of exhibit DD4 shows accused number 2.
DD4B.
DD4B. My apologies, my lord. Yes, exhibit DD4B. Photo number 1. It shows accused number 4 with an O-shaped beard, and it seems, my lord, is coming from page 954 of his downloads, my lord.
Sorry, mention accused number 4.
Number 2, my lord. My sincere apology. Not number 4. Yeah. Accused number 2, my lord.
Bathi manje athufakazi ade bemqetha akhulume ke manje nesithombe phecelezi esikhona ke lapho ke ngaphakathi kumibukiso ka DD4B ukuthi yini la ibona ngaphakathi kwesithombe leso ke athi umuntu okhona ke kulesithombe lesike umuntu obambiza ukuthi umsola kwesibili lapho ke umnumzana uNtanzi ke athi isithombe sakhe ke leso futhi basithwebula ikhasi libhaliwe lapha eNzansi ke bathi page 954.
And then on page 2, my lord, it also shows accused number 2. The page number is 2358, and it shows accused 2. The beard is oval as well, my lord. He's wearing a yellow T-shirt with a black hat with a triangle, a white triangle in front.
Athi lapho ke mayana nesithombe sesibili ke sikhona lapho ke athi umsola wesibili futhi okhona ke lapho ugqoke isigqoko esimnyama ke umbala wesigqoko asigqokile ke lapho ke futhi neskipa asigqokile iskipa esilokozana esinombala oyellow ke futhi athi intshebe yakhe iround ke.
My lord, then the next page, that is page number 3, and it reflects at the bottom of the picture 2378. Accused 2, I can see that is accused 2. He's wearing this red hoodie with blue color at the bottom. The picture is not clear, my lord, for me to make sense of the shape of the beard, my lord. That's the picture. So I'm unable. I can see that it is accused 2. I can see the hood and the color, but in terms of the clear visibility of the oval, the shape of the beard, my lord, it's not clear, my lord.
athi futhi lapho kusithombe sesibili isithombe sesithathu ke lapho ke singaphansi kwekhasi lapho ke 2378 ke lapho ke athi umsolo wesibili igqoke ke hoodie ke na futhi hoodie khona isigqoko futhi inembala emibili ke umbala oqala ke umbala obomvu bese omunye umbala ke lapho umbala ke omnyama ke lapho ke athi umsolo wesibili otshengakala kule sithombe leso kepha kakhulu ukubona kahle hle ukuthi ngabe isikhanyiso sobuso bakhe besinjani ke lapho ke ngoba athi intshebe le khona kule sithombe lesi ayicacile ibhange indlela iqondile.
Now, page number 4, my lord, it is accused 2 still. He's still wearing the same top hoodie.
Sorry, I see my learned friend has stood up.
Sorry, my lord. May I quickly approach accused number 2?
Okay.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, the reason why I approached Mr. Ndanzi was to reconfirm whether the photos in Exhibit DD4B are his, because previously, under the evidence in chief and cross-examination of Warrant Officer Ndlovu, we did indicate that indeed these are his pictures, except the pictures on page 17, 18, and 19, which depict Mr. Sibia and the ones with the bullets at the back. So this process now for Brigadier Gininda to re-go again picture by picture, my lord, it's repetitive, it's superfluous, my lord, as the court places.
As the court please, my lord, it's the evidence of the investigating officer, my lord, that other witnesses might have testified, but it's important that Brigadier Gininda, as the investigating officer, should also place the evidence on record, my lord. We will not dwell too much on the photos, my lord.
Okay.
Kade ngaba ke ummeli thizeni ke umnomzana ofakazi okhona ke ngaphambi kwenkosi enkantolo umnomzana uBrigadier Gininda thizeni akhulume ngodaba lwezithombe lezike ngoba thi vele senikuvusile sokuvumile ke lapho umnomzana uNtanzi ithombe lezi zakho ke kepha ngaphandle kwesithombe lapho ke 17 18 19 kuthi akusona ke zakho ke bathi futhi okhona ke abofakazi ade bekhona nabe khuluma phecelezi ngodaba lwezithombe lezike mangathi umshushise kubalekile ukuthi umnomzana babuBrigadier Gininda naye njengomseshi wecala kakhulu phecelezi ngodaba lolu lwezithombe lezi ekhona la ngaphandle kwenkosi enkantolo njengomseshi wecala.
Then, my lord, if one looks at picture number 4, at the bottom is marked page 2379. One sees accused number, it is the accused number 2. He seems to be wearing the same clothing that is on page 3. According to my view, my lord, the only thing that has changed is the angle. So photo number, on page 4, the picture was taken almost like from the top, and because of that angle, my lord, one can see that the beard is oval. So it's a round beard, my lord, on page 4.
Athi ke lapho ufakazi mana nesithombe lesi sesithathu ke lapho ke singaphansi kwekhasi lapho ku 2378 athi isithombe esingacacile ba kepha kuyatshengakala ukuthi umsolo wesibili ke lokhona ngaphakathi kwisithombe leso ke noma okuwumuntu kulesithombe lesike athi futhi ingubo egqokile lezi bekakhuluma ngazo kwisithombe lesi athi ugqoke khona ke hoodie bese ehudini enombala obomvu futhi nombala ke omnyama la kuyona ke kepha athi mana nesikhanyiso sobuso bakhe sicacile ibhange indlela iqondile lapho ke futhi athi nentshebe lena akayibonile kepha kuma ngabe buka isithombe sesifo ke lapho ke athi isithombe angasho ukuthi basithathe lapha umuntu okhona ngesikhathi bathathe isithombe lapho ke usuthi ucamera yeselfone bela phezulu ke yena ngoba phezulwana ke yena ke ngoba sicace ibhake sona ngoba ishape yakhona ke shintshile athi futhi gqoke ihoodie eyodwa nomuntu okhona kule sithombe lesi sesithathu ke lapho ke ihoodie enembala emibili umbala obomvu futhi nombala ke lapho komnyama ke athi mabuka isikhanyiso sobuso bakhe kathi lentshebe eround ke ikhona ke kulomuntu othizeni okulesithombe.
My lord, then Page 5, it is the similar dressing that you find in page 3 and 4 of accused. The face depicted there, it is accused number 2, and one can see on page 5 the oval shape of the beard as well, my lord. And it is on page of his download 2382.
Athi futhi kwisithombe sesi-5 ke lapho ke athi umuntu oyedwa komsolo wesibili ke lapho ke futhi isithombe simasicacile bha ngoba ke uma sibuka isithombe leso athi sona ke isithombe sivelile kahle hle lapho ke futhi siveze ushuthi yena ke usiveze ucishe umzimba wakhe wonkana lapho ke futhi gqoke ingubo ezizodwa nalomuntu okhona ngalana kule sithombe lesi sesi-4 lapho ke okumsolo wesibili. Futhi athi isithombe sakhe basithwebula noma basidownloada ngaphakathi kocingo bese inombolo zekhasi lapho ke u-2382.
Then on page 6, my lord, it is accused 2 still again, wearing the same clothes, the hoodie top that is depicted on page 3, 4, 5, and then on 6, he is smiling. One can see the round shape beard, my lord. The hoodie top is still the same, the red and blue one, my lord.
Athi lapho ke kwisithombe sesi-6 ke lapho sasewuye futhi umsolo wesibili ke lapho ugqoke ke le ngubo eyodwa kuyihood enombala obomvu futhi nombala omnyama ke athi futhi ubuso balo muntu buvele kahle hle ngendlela ekahle ke lapho ke futhi athi amamatheka shothi yasmayela ke.
Then on page 7, my lord, it is accused number 2 again, the facial. He's wearing a reddish top, but one cannot see the hood at the back. He seems to be lying on the bed or on top of something. One can see, my lord, I can see the oval shape of his beard, my lord. And the page number of the download is 2526.
Athi futhi kwisithombe sikhona kwikhasi lesi-7 ke lapho ke athi sesomsolo wesibili kokhona lapho ngaphakathi athi futhi ugqoke ke lapho ke ingubo ngathi icishe nombala ngathi ubomvu umbala wakhona kwele ngubo leyo ke athi futhi ujakala njengomuntu athi mhlawumbe leli phezu kombhede noma uhlezi phezu kwento ethize ke lapho ke athi futhi ayibona ke intshebe lo muntu elound lakuyena ke ebusweni bakhe.
Now page number 8, my lord, it's the picture of accused 2. He's got a grey hoodie with some stripes. I think it's marked, although one cannot see the whole sentence, but it looks like it's Los Angeles. But in between, his hand is up and he's wearing a watch. The hoodie is over his head. The mouth, my lord, is partly covered, so it's difficult to see really the completeness of the beard, my lord, because it's covered. You can see a part of his face insofar as the position of the beard is concerned, but not completely. But the face, my lord, is that of accused number 2.
Athi lapho kwisithombe esikhona ke lapho ke ngaphansi kwekhasi lesi-8 lapho kathi umsolo wesibili ke okhona ke lapho ke futhi ugqoke ke lekhona ilokuzane hood enombala ogrey ke lapho ke futhi isandla sakhe usibeke la kena ke umlomeni wakhe ke lapho ke futhi athi akaboni umlomo ucishe wavala umlomo wakhe ngokuthabeka isandla sakhe kumlomo wakhe wonkana athi kepha ke umuntu akhona unewash la kena ke kepha kakhulu ukubona ke malana nodaba lwentshebe ukuthi ngabe intshebe iyajakala kahle hle noma ayijakali kahle.
The watch, my lord, it looks like a digital watch, black with red or maroon dots on top, my lord.
Athi ke malana newash athi nalo lijakala njengewash enombala obomvu lapho athi futhi digital watch athi umbala obomvu khona ke futhi nombala omnyama noma mhlawumbe umbala ngathi bu-greyish mawubhekile.
Now, my lord, page number 4 is the picture of the accused 2, and it comes from his download number 2617. He's wearing a white, looks like a white vest, lying on a pillow. It could be a couch, my lord. One can see the mustache and the beard, but on the side it's not oval. So what is visibly clear is actually the mustache as well as the beard at the bottom, my lord.
Athi lapho ke kwikhasi kwisithombe sesi-9 ke lapho athi umsolo wesibili okhona lapho futhi ugqoke ke ivest emhlophe nombala omhlophe ke lapho ke athi futhi leli phezu kombhedo lapho khona ke umsamo lapho alele khona ke athi futhi unentshebe lapho kumkepha intshebe khona akusiyo intshebe elawundi uma ngabe mbuka ngokwesikhangiso avele ngaso lesithombe lesi.
Just put the page number again on record.
The page number of the downloads, my lord, is 2617.
But ikhasi lesithombe lesi ke 2617 okuyinombolo.
And the one at the bottom?
The one at the bottom is page 9, my lord.
But ikhasi akhona esenzayo ikhasi lesi-9 lapho.
Then the next page number, my lord, is page 10. That is at the bottom, and the download page number is 2645. It's a picture of accused wearing a white sporty. I cannot see the shape of the beard, my lord, because of the position of his face facing downwards. He's wearing a blue T-shirt, a blue T-shirt and a black trouser with brown shoes. He is also wearing a watch. It looks digital, but it's a little bit far from to make proper observation. But it's black, and on top it seems to be white, my lord.
Wathi lapho kusithobe sesithenike lapho kathi umsolo wesibili ke ukhona futhi isithobe lesibazidownloada kucingo lwakhe ke futhi ikhasi elibhaliwe lapho ngokuyinombolo ke bathi 2645 bathi umuntu okhona lapho kule sithombe lesike umsolo wesibili ugqoke esimhlophe lapho ke kepha kubuke phansi manje kakhulu ubona malana nezinto ezikhona la kulobuso balomuntu ke lapho ke kepha ke malana nengubo ayigqokile athi ugqoke iskipa esinombala blue futhi nesikhindi mhlawumbe noma ibhluku elinombala ke omnyama ke lapho ke necathulo engathi mhlawumbe brown ke ngokumbala ke lapho ke bese kufake iwashi kepha kakhulu ubona kahle hle iwashi ukuthi ngabe iwashi enjani ke ngokumbala.
The next page, my lord, is page 11, and the download number is page 2834. It's a photo of accused number 2. He's wearing a white cap, a T-shirt with it's striped, my lord. So there's two colors. It looks like it's brown and blue, but there are stripes also, my lord. I can see the mustache insofar as the beard part is concerned and the beard, but one cannot see the sides properly, my lord.
Wathi kusithombe sikhona lapho kule khasi lesi11 ngaphasi basidownload lapho ke ngokuyinombolo ku page 2834 bathi umsolo wesibili ke okhona ke lapho ke futhi ugqoke isigqoko esisigqoko ke esimhlophe ke lapho ke bese ugqoka ke skippers ushuthi golf t-shirt egqokile lapho ke bathi nembala ngathi mhlawumbe igray bese neminye futhi bemnyama ke bese eminye ba blue kepha usuthi ehamba ngokwama line noma ama scribes.
Then the next page number, my lord, is page 12, and the download page it's 2847. It's the same picture of accused number 2 wearing the same T-shirt with stripes, the blue, and so it looks like it's a light blue and a dark blue T-shirt with stripes, my lord. Now on this picture, one can see that the beard is oval. It's more clearer because the angle of the picture is not the same as the one in 11, so it's an oval-shaped beard.
Lapho ke ngaphansi kwesithombe sesi12 ke lapho athi badownload lapho ngokuyinombolo zekhasi ke lapho athi page 2847 bathi umsolo wesibili futhi isithombe sisitacibha ngoba ke uyakhona ukubona malana nobuso bakhe ukuthi ubuso wakhe bunjani ke lapho ke futhi unetshebe ke eround ekhona ke la kuyena ke futhi mustache khona evilile kahle wathi ke pha ulele phezu kombhedo ke lapho futhi ugqoke iskipa lesifana nalesi esikhona kule sithombe lesi ses11 lapho ke wathi imibala iskipa lesi ke usuthi ublue bese umunye umbala khona ku light blue bese eminye ke umbala nje stripe lines usho ukuthi ke imbala yalama stripe lines imnyama ke ngokumbala noma iblue.
Then the next page number, my lord, is page 13, and the download page it's 2850. It's a picture of accused number 2. He's wearing a maroon, it's like a mixed color, maroon and little bit of white. Some shirt, my lord, a short sleeve shirt. I can see the oval beard. His mouth is open and he's wearing a cap that looks to be brownish and not brownish, cream white in color on the inside.
Wathi lapho kuyothombela sesi13 ke badownload ngaphansi kwekhasi lapho ke ngokwesama ngale nombolo elandelayo ke lapho ku 2850 ke wathi umuntu okhona lapho ke umsolo wesibili ke futhi uyajakala kahle ukuthi umuntu ke uvule umlomo wakhe lapho ke kepha ke netshebe yajengakala la kuyena bese malana nengubo noma umbala wengubo agqokile lapho ke bathi lokuzana ishirt ke lapho ke nombala athi mhlawumbe wa maroon noma mhlawumbe umaroon yebo bese kuba nombala omhlophe la kuona ke ngaphakathi ke bathi futhi ugqoke ke cap umuntu akhona kuma buka cap yakhona ke la ngaphakathi ke ngaphansi bathi nombala ke o cream.
My lord, the next page is page 14, and the download page number is 2852. It is accused. It's a photo of accused number 2. He is topless at the. You can only say that one can only see the top part of his body. He's topless. He's not wearing anything. I can see the mustache as well as the beard, my lord. It's a bit difficult to see the side as to whether it's oval or not, but the mustache is clearly visible as well as the beard, my lord.
Bathi malana nesithombe esikhona kulezi khasi les14 ke lapho ke kuyinombolo ke bathi sona basithwebula noma basidownloada ngaphansi kwekhasi lapho ke ehamba ngale nombolo elandelayo 2852 bathi ke sithombe umsolo wesibili sakamsolo wesibili ke lapho ke leyathatha khona ke umzimba khona ngasenhla ke futhi bathi akagqokile lutho ke lapho lesithombe lesike futhi intshebe khona kuyajengakala ke lesithombe lesi.
The next page number, my lord, is page 15, and the download page is 2853. And the photo is that of accused number 2, wearing the same short sleeve T-shirt that is contained in photo 13, and the same cap, but one can see the top part of the cap. That it inside it's cream white. On top it looks like maroonish with an emblem that seems to be yellow, my lord. He's wearing a watch. And then I can see the left side. I can see the mustache, the bottom side, and the left side of his beard that is connected. I just can't see the right hand side to identify it as oval. But insofar as the mustache, the left hand side from where I'm standing, as well as the beard, it is connected, my lord.
Athi lapho ke lesithombe lesi ses15 ke lapho ke basidownloade ngaphansi kwe-page lapho ke 2853 bathi umsolo wesibili kokhona lapho ke futhi ugqokile isikipha esisodwana lesi akade asigqokile kule sithombe esikhona lapho ke likhasi les13 ke lapho ke futhi umbala wale hembe aligqokile bathi nombala ke lapho maroon bese laba nombala ke omhlophe ngaphakathi kulona ke bathi ugqoke ke cap like yena cap la mawubheka la ngaphansi ke cap yakhona ke bathi lokuzana cream white ngokumbala ke bese la ngaphezulu ke bathi brown ke futhi ine emblem enayo la kuyona ke la ngaphambili bathi intshebe ke khona lapho kuyena kepha kakhulu ubona ukuthi kahle intshebe khona ke abe mhlawumbe intshebe eround noma kuyona ke intshebe eround besathi la ame khona ke yena ke khona uma abuka isithombe lesike uyabona intshebe khona ke ngalana ke yehla bese ifundi ibuye futhi la ngenzansi ke yena ke lesithombe lesike futhi wathi ke une wash agqokile lo muntu lo lesithombe lesi.
The next page number, my lord, is page 16. And the download page is 2856. It's a photo of accused number 2. He's smiling. He's wearing a cap with a beige or cream inside, not at the bottom. He's wearing a black hoodie with insignias in front, both on the left and the right hand side. I can't just see, my lord, what is written, but it's a black hoodie. And I can see the beard, my lord, as well as the mustache. I can't just see clearly the sides, my lord, to make a confirmation as to whether the beard is oval or not.
Bathi lesithombe lesi ses16 ke basithubule noma basidownloade ngaphansi kwekhasi ehamba ngale nombolo lezi landelayo ke bathi 2856 bathi umuntu okhona kulesithombe lesike lapho komsolo wesibili futhi ugqoke ke lapho ke na ihood enombala ke omnyama ke bese ufaka ke cap le uma bebuka kumbala wecap la okhona la ngaphansi ke cap bathi umbala ke lapho ko cream ngokombala ke wasathi lapho ke uyamamathi kanje kancane umuntu wakhona ke kulesithombe lesi shothi umsolo wesibili ke lapho ke futhi wathi ukhipha amazinyo la ala ngaphezulwana ngaphandle ke athi khona futhi khona ke mustache ayibonayo la kulomuntu futhi nentshebe khona la ngezansi kena kepha kakhulu kubona ukuthi ngabe intshebe khona ke le eround noma ke yona intshebe eround ke lapho ke athi futhi uma bebuka ke umbala wengubo wejezi le agqokile ke lapho ke athi balibhalile la esandleni sokunxele futhi nala esandleni sokudla.
The next, okay, so that is page 16. Page 17, my lord, comes from the downloads number 2974. It is the picture of accused number 1. It's not number 2 anymore, it's number 1. He's wearing a white sporty red t-shirt, a jean, it's they call them smoke jean, my lord. It's a little bit of bluish and whitish in color, and red shoes. He seems to be opening a silver it looks like a VW Polo, although one cannot see, but he seems to be opening the driver's door, my lord.
Wathi malana nesithombe lesi esikhona la ngaphambi kwesikhanyiso lesi esuthi lapho silapha ngaphansi kwekhasi le-17 ke lapho ke kepha kuma sibuka ke inombolo lapha sidownloade khona ke bathi lapho ku-2974 bathi isithombe somsolo oqala ke lapho ke futhi wathi malana nengubo ayigqokile ke na ke ugqoke ke lapho ispoti ke na ke sinombala omhlophe ke bese ugqoka ke iskipa esinombala obomvu ke bese ugqoka ke lapho ke ijini elinombala ocishe wabhulu bese futhi wabuya futhi wangathi yakhanya umbala wakhona ke futhi necathulo ezinombala obomvu bathi khona ke imoto mhlawumbe ngathi ipolo ke imoto yakhona ke usuthi yadavu isicapha sakamshayeli wemoto ke lesithombe lesi.
The next photo, my lord, is photo number 18, and it's coming from download page 3023. So there are two individuals, my lord. The first individual sitting down on a red chair, it's accused number 1. He's wearing sunglasses with the same smoked, sort of like bluish and with white colors jean. He is seated. Next to him, there's a man making a sign and carrying a Hansa gold. It looks like Ken, with a cap, my lord. I don't know this individual, but I cannot confirm that the person seated down, it is accused number 1.
Wathi kule sithombe lesi ke ses-18 ke lapho khona ke abalisa ababili ke lapho uma bebuka ke isithombe lesi uthi badownloade ngaphansi kwekhasi liphi ke lapho ke bathi ikhasi elinale nombolo elandelayo lapho wathi 3023 bathi khona koqala ke umuntu okhona kohlezi phezulu kwesitulo esinombala obomvu ke lapho usuyi camping chair ke leyo ke ngesingisi ke bathi ugqoke ke lapha ke na ke athi umsola oqala ukhona ngalana futhi ufake ke ibuko ke na ke futhi ugqoke ke iskipa la iskipa sigqokile umbala waso omhlophe ke bathi ufake ke iwash la ke na ke osandleni sakhe ke begqoka bathi smoked jean shothi ile ngubo ke mhlawumbe noma ile jean ke noma lesikhindi esinembala ke emibili umbala phesheya omhlophe futhi omunye uphinde ubuye futhi lo mbala ke oblue bese bathi khona ke owesibili ahlezi naye ke lapho kepha athi umuntu wesibili ahlezi naye akazi ukuthi ubani kepha nalo wesibili ahlezi naye ugqoke ke lapho ke necap elinombala obomvu iskipa esinombala omhlophe ke futhi nejini ke lapho ke linombala ke oblue.
Brigadier Ginina will revert to photos 17 and 18 in a while. You can carry on to page 19.
Page 19, my lord. The next page is page 19, probably the last page, yes, as well. It comes from download page 2992. It's a picture of 2 firearms, 3 actually, because one can see the barrel of the third one, and with some bullet, my lord. And the bullets that are in this picture, if one can just take a moment to count them. 6, 15. It's 18 bullets. That seems to be looking like a 9mm bullet, my lord.
Yathi mana nesithombe ke lapho ke ses-19 ke lapho ke athi singaphansi kwekhasi elihamba elinale inombolo elandelayo bathi 2992 bathi khona ke ibhamu lapho ke ezintathu uma ngabe sobuka kahle kahle isithombe lesi ngoba sinisibhamu lesisivelile nje kancane ke ngomphangela ngaphambilini kusona ke bese bathi khona ke izinhlamvu ezikhona ke lapho ke athi uma ngabe umuntu angathola isikhathi esincane ke bese akabala izinhlamvu lezi ke uyibaleke ufakazi izinhlamvu lezi ke ezikhona ke athi uma ngabe iphelele ke izinhlamvu lezi izinhlamvu ezi-18 okwenombolo.
That is the last photo, my lord.
Bathi ke isithombe sokugcina lesi.
Thank you, Brigadier. If we can briefly deal with Exhibit S in brackets D.
Yes, my lord, I've got it in front of me.
Bathi manje basabuka lapho ke imibukiso khona ke ngaphansi ko SD suthi exhibit SD kuma bracket athi yebo sekayitholile.
We're just trying to put it up on the screen. If we can perhaps request our other technician just to put up that photo on the screen. Thanks, Mr. Makaza. Brigadier Gininda, Sergeant Mabasa has already testified about this picture. There's also a medical report that serves before this court as Exhibit S in brackets E, which is a dental examination of accused number 3.
Yes, my lord.
And just for the record, can you just identify this picture?
Wathi ufakazi umnumzane Mabasa ke sakhulumile ke malana nodaba lokuthembelezike futhi khona ke incwadi qhamuka kudokotela ke lapho bathi medical report ke ngesingisi ke ingaphansi kobukiso lapho ke exhibit S bese kuma bracket athi E bacetha ufakazi babubrigadier Gininda ke akhulume ke ngesithombelezi athi ufakazi bakhe ke.
My lord, it is the picture of accused number 3. He's having dreadlocks and smiling, my lord.
Yathi lapho ke sithombe sakamsola kwesithathu ke lapho ke futhi unama dreads ke na ke futhi yakikiteka noma uthi uyasmile ke ngesingisi.
Should I go further maybe with the identification, my lord?
Yes.
If one looks at the picture, my lord, you can see that he's got a mustache. It's also visible. And then on the top of his teeth, the clearly visible teeth, if one looks at, so me facing the picture, my lord, it will be on the right, but if I have to refer to the accused posture, it will be on his left. If one looks on his left, counting from where the teeth is visible, going towards the middle, the second teeth seems to be shiny. It's not the same as the others, and it seems to be shiny. And my view, my lord, it's something that may resembles a gold tooth, my lord.
Athi ke uma ebuya ke sithombe lesike sakamsolo wakhe lapho kuma ejobelela malana nodaba alibonayo ngaphakathi kulesithombe lesike athi ke umnumzana ke lapho kokhona ngaphakathi kulesithombe lesike uma buka lapho isikhangiso sakhe sobuso uthi ubuso utshangala kanjani ke lapho ke athi umuntu otshangala ngathi umuntu ke osmileayo ke lapho ke bese uthi uveza amazinyo ke ngaphandle ke kepha athi uma ngabe emile ngohlangothi lakhe lame kulona njengamanje ke athi lokho akubonayo kula esandleni sakhe sokudla ke kepha kuma eguquka futhi eshintsha ke lapho ke emamalana nesikhangiso sesithombe lesike ngendlela esitshangala ngayo ke athi kumazinyo wakhe kala ngaphezulu ke khona ke uma uqhamuka ngale egcineni noma mhlambe yebo egcineni lohlangothi la esandleni sobunxeleke athi khona ke lapho ke into eshinayo kumazinyo lomuntu ke athi kujangala njengokujangala lokhu kujangala ngokuthi mhlawumbi ke izinyo legolide leli.
And the color of this shine object, my lord, is goldish.
Athi futhi ke lokushayina ke akubonayo noma umbala olukushayina akubonayo athi kunomzimba kunombala ogold.
And I can also see, my lord, that he's wearing a t-shirt which has stripes, my lord. If I can just go back to the first page, yes. Which has stripes, my lord, of cream white, brown, blue. And in some pictures of this exhibit SD, his hands are in front of him, my lord.
Athi futhi malana nombala wengubo ke weskipa sigqokile mhlawumbe ingubo ayigqokile akhe naka athi nembala ke landelayo athi umbala ke cream athi umbala ke brown umbala ke omhlophe bese umbala ke blue noma umbala ke omnyama ke lapho ke futhi uma ngabe besithome soqala ke sitholana ke athi izandla zakhe la ibeke khona ke athi ubekela ngaphambili kuyena.
Yes, that's what I could identify, my lord, on this exhibit SD, my lord.
Athi lokho akubonayo mhlawumbe angakhuluma ngakho kakubonile ngaphakathi kwalemibukiso khona ke ngaphansi ko exhibit SD.
If you can also, Mr. Makaza, just turn over the page 2. Yes. Next image. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is. It looks like a close-up, my lord, of in terms of the face recognition. It looks like it's the same picture, but it's more on a close-up. It is still accused number 3. One can see the dreadlocks. I can also see the mustache, and also the teeth, that is the shiny object that I said is shiny goldish on top, my lord, meaning on his left, the second one, and on my right, when I'm looking at him, my lord, that's accused number 3, my lord, with dreadlocks which are black in color.
Athi lesithombe lesike umuntu omunayo umuyedwa lapho kathi umsolo wesithathu lapho ke futhi unama threads la enake ekhanda ligqoke isikebha lesebakhume ngaso salembala ke anayo ke lapho ke kepha ke sithombe esuthi esathathole ke eduze lapho noma isithombe abasondeze eduze ke leso ke athi futhi lesithombe lesike umuntu akhona ke yasmayela ke lapho ke athi uma yena ke ekhuluma malana nalokho akubona ke lesithombe lesike uma ngaba amile la ame khona ke uhlangothini lakhe lesandla sokudla ke athi lo muntu lamazinyo kala ngaphezulu ke uma eqala ngalana egcineni siyangalana kusuthi izinyo lokuqala bese ke lesibili ke amazinyo avelile ke lapho ke athi utshala kujangala khona ukuthi umuntu lo unezinyo legolide ke yena ke kepha uma ngabe iguquka futhi eyishintsha ke manje ngalo muntu khona ke lesithombe lesike athi lokhu ke ba esandleni sokunxele.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to profile the reason why you say the smiling the shining object it's a gold tooth?
My lord, that is according to my observation. That's what I see. It is out of ordinary. If you look at his teeth, they seems to be whitish. And then if you look further up to this second teeth from the last in terms of where his mouth starts, one can see that it's a goldish. It's out of ordinary. It's not the same as the coloring of the other teeth, my lord.
Bathi ngakhona ukukhuluma kahle ukuthi ahlahle yini lekwenza ukuthi wena ke uthi lo muntu lo unezinyo legolide ke kena ke athi malana ukubona kwakhe ke lokhu into engajwayelekile futhi uma ibuka ke amazinyo lo muntu ke anombala ke omhlophe wonkana kepha ngaphandle nje kwezinyo elilodwa ke lapho ke athi leli ke izinyo lakhona ke lishayina ke lapho ke athi kungakho ethi lapho yena ke ufake izinyo legolide.
And through experience, my lord, I do know that people do put gold teeth. It can be gold, it can be silver, through surgical means or artificial means for cosmetic purposes.
Athi ke ngolwazi lwakhe ke lapho ke abantu bavama ukuthi ufake amazinyo egolide noma mhlamba amazinyo ke esilver ke lapho ke abafaka mhlamba lapho ke ngaphansi bafaka ngaphansi bawufaka khona ke abodokotela bamazinyo ke kepha athi abanye ke hlangothini kolunye ke uhlangothi abanye bavama ukuthi ufake amazinyo lana ke wathini artificial usile lokhu mhlamba kudwebiwe lapho kubona.
So that's what makes me form the conclusion, my lord, that it resembled a gold tooth because it's goldish as well.
Athi kungakho ke athi leli ke izinyo legolide ke ngoba ke linombala ke ogold la kulona.
And how does this fact of a gold tooth tie up with the evidence?
So when it goes to the evidence, if one looks at, my lord, what was said, and I will go to specifically to the exhibit that I know is before court of Warrant Officer Steenkamp. If one looks at that, my lord, it is clear from the
Exhibit J.
Exhibit J, my lord. It is clear from her report, her statement, that the first intruder, the first suspect that was identified to her, which led then to the identity of suspect A, that person was identified as having a gold tooth. And if one looks at Exhibit A, that is now according to the report of Warrant Officer Steenkamp, she is flowing from, I think the first person she interviewed is Ms. Kelly Kumalo, insofar as the first suspect, indicating that that suspect, obviously in addition to other things, had a gold tooth. From there, going down up to the last person who was inside the house, my lord, she's saying these witnesses who were inside the house, as the description is similar. In other words, if I understand her flow of information to say they're giving a similar description of suspect A, they are saying suspect A had a gold tooth. Now, through investigation, my lord, we've indicated that the investigations that we conducted points to accused number 3 as having the similarities. And obviously the things that I've testified about, that seems to narrate or correlate with the alleged intruder that went into the crime scene and shot the deceased on the 26th of October, 2014.
bakhuluma ngofakazi kade bebuza ngofakazi lapho ukuthi malana nodaba lwezinye logolide ke ngabe mhlawumbe kuhamba kuxhumana kanjani nofakazi okhona ngaphambi konkosi yenkantolo ke lapho ke athi yena ke malana nodaba elikhona ke mhlawumbe noma malana nodaba lenkulumo elikhona ke lapho kade iqhamukile lapho iqhamukisa warrant officer Steenkamp ke lapho ke ngesikhathi bekhuluma nabofakazi ke bekhona ngaphakathi kwalomuzi lana ke waphumalo ngelanga le-26 ka-October ngonyaka ka-2014 athi udaba loqala ukuthi ke abantu ade bekhona lapho ngaphakathi noma umuntu oqala wakhulumisana naye ke lapho ke warrant officer Steenkamp malana nemibukiso kade ayithi malana nodaba kade bemtshela ngalo noma wona nofakazi bekhuluma ngalo abantu ade bekhona ke lapho ke noma izisulu lezi kade zikhona ngaphakathi kwelikhaya lela ngelanga lesigameko basho khona njalo lapho ngaphakathi ku-exhibit J ke lapho ke futhi ne-exhibit A bamchaza lo muntu oqala nomhlawumbe lesigebengu sokuqala nesigebengu sokuqala ke esangena ngaphakathi kwalo muzi yena ke ukuthi ke umuntu ke onezinyo legolide ke yena ke athi futhi bamchaza ukuthi ke umuntu onama-dreads ke yena ke bathi uyena ke owadubula lapho ke umufi ngelanga leli lesigameko athi futhi nabanye ufakazi nabo bahambisana nenkulumo yofakazi oqala kukheli khumalo ke nabo ngendlela kade betshela ngayo warrant officer Steenkamp lo muntu bamdweba nomhlawumbe bamchaza ke ngendlela ukuthi ke unezinyo legolide ke futhi lo fakazi okuyaqhumana uma bebuka kofakazi ama-statement ke noma inkulumo yakhulunywa ke lapho ke ufakazi oqala futhi nabanye ke abofakazi ke athi bonkana abofakazi bekhuluma no-warrant officer Steenkamp bamchaza lo muntu noma bamusho lo muntu ke njengomuntu onezinyo legolide ke.
In fact, my lord, if one needs to be specific insofar as what the Exhibit J says, she says, this is now the description of suspect A, my lord. She says, amongst other description, this is now suspect A, held a golden insert in upper teeth. Now, if one takes this description, my lord, corresponds or correlates with what we see in accused number 3. The gold tooth is on the upper teeth, and this is the description that was given to warrant officer Steenkamp on the 29th of October 2014 of suspect A, having a gold insert on the upper teeth, according to what was given to her, my lord.
Bathi mana kade caphula ke lapho ke ufakazi mana nenkulumo ekhona eyabhalwa ngaphansi kohlelo affidavit.
Yeah, of Mr. Setna. Perhaps, my lord, just to read it proper into context,
Yes.
so that it's one does not just, it will make sense to the court. It says...
I think
It's
it's
not
fine.
necessary.
It's on
All right.
record. Yeah.
All right, okay,
It's
man.
fine.
Bathi bacaphula mana nenkulumo eyakhulunywa ke lapho ke warrant officer Steenkamp ngaphansi kohlelo kwalibhala ngaphansi kwesifungo sokuthi affidavit ke lapho ke athi ususpect A usuthi umsola oqala owangena ngaphakathi kwalomuzi kwakhumalo ngelanga lesigameko lapho ke bathi kade anezinyo legolide la kuyena kade analo ke la kumazinyo khala ngaphezulu kumazinyo bathi futhi ke uyena ke owadubula kulomuzi lwana okwakhumalo.
Yes.
I've just conferred with my learned friend, and perhaps we should allow Brigadier Gidinda just to read that portion. You can go ahead, Brig.
Okay, my lord. So just to put it into the proper context, my lord, I'll read the portion of where this gold tooth comes in the first time. It says, maybe let me start on top, my lord. On Monday, 2014, 10/29, I was called out to Phosphorus Detective, accompanied by Lieutenant Colonel M.J. Streicher, Operational Commander, Pretoria, Glen, RCRC, to interview witnesses in case 676-10-2014, Phosphorus murder and armed robbery. I think it would have been a mistake, my lord. It's supposed to be 636. Then it goes as follows. I interviewed several witnesses individually. My first witness was Kelly Khumalo. Kelly told me in short that she and the deceased walked to the convenience store. Upon return, Kelly, deceased family member, and friends had a smoke outside the house. Miss Khumalo called them inside to say goodbye. They sit down and start chatting again. Kelly was sitting near the kitchen when she saw 2 African males entering the house. Suspect A appeared very aggressive and demanded cell phones and money. This suspect approached Kelly, and the deceased jumped up towards suspect A. The scuffle between suspect A and the deceased started. The next moment, Kelly had 2 gunshots. She gave the following description. and this is where now it becomes important, my lord, in terms of what I was saying. African male in his mid-20s, dark brown, shiny complexion, dreadlocks, hairstyle, no scars, no facial hairs, golden inset in upper teeth, language local Zulu. He was wearing a brown jacket with a woolen collar. He was not clean in appearance. Suspect A enter the house first. He was armed with the old revolver. We dealt with this previously, my lord. So he could not describe, Kelly could not describe the second suspect. After compilation, she was satisfied with identikit. She compiled the face with headgear, my lord. So that is now insofar, the important point is that now it relates to this golden inset upper teeth. Now, when you go down, my lord, to the other people that Miss Warrant Officer Steenkamp interviewed, she is indicating that they gave the similar description of the first intruder because the people who were in the house were only able to assist insofar as the identikit of suspect A, not the second one. The second one was compiled through the assistance of Makaleni. But if one flows from this, my lord, they give a similar description. So in my understanding, they are saying what Ms. Kelly Komalo is saying above, and that includes the gold tooth incision was there, my lord.
As it is the court, my lord. This is not an objection per se, my lord. But it is something that I'm going to request the court to take judicial notice of. Number one, what has just been put on record here, it's hearsay. It's information that is compiled by Warrant Officer Steenkamp, the identikit expert. She's describing in her affidavit what the witnesses in the house told her. That is hearsay. Let me just assist the court, my lord. Yesterday, we've been dealing with the dynamics of the applicability of a hearsay in court proceedings. A lot has been said about hearsay being admitted on a provisional basis, pending the testimony of the person on whose credibility that information comes from. Now, we've got Kelly, we've got Mrs. Steenkamp. Kelly says to Mrs. Steenkamp, this is my observation of the suspects who were in the house. Mrs. Steenkamp, or Warrant Officer Steenkamp, puts that in her affidavit. That does not come from Ms. Warrant Officer Steenkamp. The information comes from Kelly. Now, Kelly is again one of those witnesses that are mentioned in the list of witnesses in terms of Section 144 of the Criminal Procedure Act. Mrs. Steenkamp again is also one of those witnesses who's also mentioned in the list of state witnesses. I'm not so sure whether the state, by leading this information, is going to request the court that it should be admitted provisionally, pending the calling of these two witnesses, my lord. I just need a clarity from the state.
That's it.
As a court, please, my lord. None other than the defense handed up Exhibit J. The state didn't hand it up. It's the defense that handed it up. They cross-examined at length
Which is
on the contents
no,
of
which is Exhibit J, so that everybody can see it.
exhibit. There's the report of Warrant Officer Steenkamp.
So it was handed up by the state.
By
the defense.
Yes.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes. It was
Okay.
handed up by the defense. They cross-examined at length. They referred to the contents thereof. In fact, the contents thereof were traversed through various witnesses. And not only one witness, my lord, but as far as we remember, various witnesses. When we dealt with hearsay evidence yesterday, my lord, the hearsay Act stipulates that the party against whom hearsay evidence is to be used can consent thereto, But what other inference, my lord, can be made from the fact that the defense, out of their own accord, handed up this exhibit. Other than that, they consent thereto, my lord. It cannot be that they use the exhibit when it suits them, but when it doesn't suit them, my lord, they object thereto. But it's an exhibit that is before court, and we submit, my lord, that Brigadier Gininda can refer to that exhibit.
Okay.
Thank you, Brigadier. Do you have, sorry?
Mara notaba lenkulumo ke khona la ngaphambi kwenkantolo wathi exhibit J.
I'm not so sure, my lord, whether I need to reply.
I don't know. If you want to reply, you can reply.
But we need the guidance from the court. Then the court simply
No, no,
says
I've noted
okay,
it.
and
I've
then we don't
noted-
know what does okay mean.
No, I've noted.
That seems to be unprocedural, my lord.
Please, Mr. Nisi,
Yes.
don't insult me.
No, I'm not insulting you, man.
Please.
I'm expecting the court to invite if we have got a reply to what the state
But,
has responded
but,
to. And then the court simply says okay.
Yes, but Mr. Baloi has said you handed up that exhibit.
Yes.
What more must I do? What more must I do?
What does procedure say, my lord? If there's an objection, there's a response, is there not supposed to be a
I've
reply?
got two versions, in other words, before me, so the court will
No,
decide.
it's fine, I'll sit down, man.
Yeah, will decide which version.
No, I'll sit down.
Khona ke inkulumo kade ke lapho ke khona ngaphansi kwemibukiso lapho ke ka exhibit J ke lapho ke yabhalwa ku warrant officer scan kambe ibhala ngaphansi kwesifungo ke lapho ke kade afunda yona ke njalo ufakazi bese ke umnumzana uadvocate Mnisike wama ngenyawo waphakama wanqaba ukuthi bakhulume ngale nkulumo ngoba leshuthi inkulumo lena kushuthi inkulumo ekungizwe noma inkulumo umuntu ayizwe ngomunye ke umuntu ke lapho ke lathi khona ke kunabantu ababili ke lapho ke phakathi kwalabantu ababili kokuqala ke lapho ke uKheli Khumalo bese kwesibini warrant officer scan kambe ke lapho ke bathi lapho ke inkulumo officer scan camp awayizwa ngoKheli Khumalo ke kepha wathi warrant officer scan camp bamlethile ngaphambi kwenkosenkantolo besafika no2 ufakazi bakhe ke lapho ke kepha ke uKheli Khumalo basakambizi ke lapho ke nanoma basengakambizi njalo kepha ke bathi uKheli Khumalo ke igama lakhe likhona ngaphansi kwamagama obufakazi abakhona la ngaphansi kwenkosenkantolo lapho ke besocaphula ngaphansi kwezomthetho lapho kasho khona njalo i-witness list lapho ke wathi manje kungani nengabizi besazokhuluma ngale nkulumo yakhe ke lena ke futhi beyafisa ukuthi azi ukuthi ngabe inkosenkantolo le nkulumo ke izamukela noma izamukela vele unomphelo noma izamukela ukusikhashana ukuze kufinqe isikhathi la kube khona abofakazi lababonkana ekuthizeni leze bakhulumeke bese lapha ka imithimba labashoshisi lasho khona njalo lapho ukuthi inkulumo lena ke abantu abaqhamukise ngaphambi kwenkosenkantolo ke abameli ke futhi bona bathi abakaze baqhamukise bese abameli kuba khona njalo babuza ke imibuzo phecelezi ngodaba le nkulumo lena ke manje kade asho njalo ukuthi yebo inkosenkantolo bese yathi yena yakhe kulungileke mangabe kunjalo ke inkulumo khona ihamba ke ngale ndlela elandelayo ke inkulumo yabhala ku Amanda Yvonne Steenkamp athini ibhala ngaphansi kwesifungo ke lapho manicala se Foslorus case 636/10/2014 lapho ngaphansi ku A4 A46 in brackets wathi 3 lapho ke athi ngomsombuluko ngomnyaka 2014 ngenyanga kaOctober lapho nge29 athi na ke wabiza lapho ke Foslorus ibizwa ngaphansi kwehhovisi noma mhlawumbe Lieutenant Colonel ke lapho ke MJ
Stretcher.
wathi Lieutenant Colonel Ascrecha ke osebenza ngaphansi operational commander yaseProtea Glen LCRC ukuthi akahambe ukukhulumisana nabofakazi mana nodaba lwecala ke lapho ke bathi case abayibhalile ke lana ngaphansi kolodaba lolu wathi case lapho 676/10 2014 Phosphorus bathi icala lokubulala liqhubile ke lapho ke base athi Brigadier Gininda benze iphutha lapho bengamele ukuthi case lena kube u676/10 of 2014 kepha bekumele ukuthi kube u636/10 2014 bathi na ke wasikhuluma ke nabofakazi ke abohlukene ekhuluma nabo bodwana abofakazi labo ke athi ufakazi oqala ukukhulumisana naye wakhulumisana naye ke lapho ke uKheli Khumalo ke bese ngesikhathi bakhulumisana naye wamtshela khona njalo ngokunciphile nje maya nodaba lokushona ke kamufi lapho thina ke nomufi baphuma bahamba baya kwistolo ke lapho ke athi ngesikhathi baqeda ubuya lapho ke estolo uKheli Khumalo nomufi ke kade bekhona ke abomndeni futhi abangani ke lapho ke umufi kade anabola ngaphandle kade abhema nabo ngaphandle kwalomuzi loyanakhe isathi uma ulukuzana unkosazana uKheli Khumalo ke bese wabiza ukuthi abangene ngaphakathi ngoba bafisa ukuthi avalise kubona ke bathi ngemuva kwalokho bese baqala bahlala phansi ke ngemuva ukuthi bahlale phansi ke bese babuya baxoxisana futhi
Thank you.
La bathi khona kukheli Khumalo wahlala phansi lapho eduze nekhishi kalo muzi ke lana ke athi ngesikhathi wabona ke abalisa ababili ke abamnyama ke ngesikhathi kade bengena ngaphakathi kwalo muzi wakhona ke wathi umsola uqala wangena ke lapho ke waqhamuka njengomuntu ke onodlame noma njengomuntu ke yebo nje umuntu onodlame futhi wafuna amacingo wabo futhi nemali usuke afuna ama cell phones futhi nemali ke lapho ke bathi ke nake lo msola ngesikhathi beqhamuka lapho ke ukheli Khumalo wakhona ukuthi amboneke futhi bese waphakama lo msola wayaduze no Senzo lapho ke usuthi suspect lapho umsola uqala ke lapho ke futhi bese baxambulisana ke lapho ke noma mhlawumbe kwaba nengxabano ethi khona ke lapho ke phakathi komsola uqala futhi nomunye ufike lapho ke bese into ukheli Khumalo awayizwa lapho kwathi uthena ke wezwa ke umsindo wamabullet amabili ngesikhathi kade kudutshula ngaphakathi kule yakhe yena ke futhi wakhuluma ngelanga leli ukuthi yena ke into wayibona ke ukuthi lo muntu oqala umnyama lapho ke malana nodaba leminyaka yakhe ke ungaphakathi kweminyaka engamashumi amabili ke lapho ke futhi wathi ngokumbala ke umuntu o dark brown skin ke lapho ke ngokumbala wakhe futhi akusumuntu omnyama futhi akusumuntu okhanya ke ngokumbala ke lapho ke futhi kade nama threats malana la ikhanda ke yena ke bekana ama threats futhi la ebusweni kuyena ke kade kungekho ukulimala futhi athi kade ngekho kunya kade khona ngaphakathi kule nole zakhe ke bese lo muntu lo nothizeni kade ke enezinyo legolide kumazinyo wakhe kwala ngaphezulu bathi ulwimi kade alikhuluma ke lomlisa lona ke ulwimi lalana ke iningizimu Afrika ke usho ukuthi ulwimi lwesiZulu ke lolo kade alikhuluma ke futhi mina nodaba lengubo kade egqokile lapho ke kade egqoke ijacket enombala ke o brown futhi ne wool lapho ke kena ke ngokumbala ukhala ke lapho ke bathi ke kade engacunzekile kahle ke malana nangesikhangiso sakhe futhi kade angcolile nyana kancane ke lo muntu wena ke wathi suspect uyena kwangena umsolo oqala wangena ngaphakathi kwalo muzi wena ke qala ke athi wangena futhi ehlobile ngesikhathi bangena lapha ngaphakathi kwalo muzi futhi ephethe lapho ke isibhamu se revolver ke simnyama ke wathi ukheli Khumalo azange akhona ukukhuluma phecelezi nodaba lo muntu wesibili ke noma umsolo wesibili owana mhlawumbe isigebengu sangena ngaphakathi kwalo muzi wena ke bathi ngemuva kwalokho bese uStenkamp ukheli ke wenza ID kit lapho ke sizwa ke uStenkamp malana isikhangiso sobuso balo muntu owangena ngaphakathi kwalo muzi futhi wathi nabanye abofakazi ke abozandi abozandi Khumalo aboDumelo Madlala ke nabo lo ngethwala futhi bahamba nabo emakeleni ebakhulumile phecelezi ngodaba labantu abangena ngaphakathi kwala khaya futhi inkulumo yabo ke kade ihambisana nenkulumo ekakheli Khumalo.
Thank you, Brigadier Gininda. We need not dwell on this report. It's on record.
Yes, my lord.
Then just finally, Brigadier Gininda, just to come back to Exhibit DD4B, photo 17 and 18.
Yes, my lord.
You testified that these are the photos of accused number 1 that appear on the downloads of accused number 2.
That is correct, my lord.
Babona ukufakaza wathi ngeke siqinise kabanzi udaba lolu balinkulumo yakhulumeka lapho ke urantu first cap ngaphansi kohlelo phela isifungo ke lapho ngaphansi kwafidavit kepha bathe cela ufakaza uBrigadier Gininda sithi uhlehlele emuva ke naye phecelezi kuyithome khona ke ngaphakathi kwemibukiso ka exhibit DD4B kuma bracket bathi sithome se17 futhi nesithome se18 la khulume khona ke uthi ke umuntu okhona lapha komsola oqala athi yebo kunjalo.
Now, the following proposition was made by Advocate Nisi to Warrant Officer Ndlovu. We hope we've captured this proposition correctly. It was put that accused number 1 knows accused number 2 very well, even if not buddy-buddy, through his younger brother, and that accused number 2 was the friend of accused number 1's younger brother, and that this younger brother of accused number 1 is known as Gwabeni.
Wathi khona ke inkulumo lapho yakhulumeka lapho umnumzana Advocate Nisi ke ngesikhathi yakhuluma lapho Ityala kwa Officer Ndlovu ukuthi ke lapho ke umsola wokuqala uyamazi ke umsola wesibili kepha abazani ngokujulile kepha kumsola wesibili athi umsola oqala wazi umsola wesibili njengomuntu kade kumngani womfowabo omncane ke lapho.
My lord, what I know through the investigation is that Gwabeni, his real name is Sifiso Zungu. So let's start there. His surname is not Sibia, it's Zungu. And I'm not aware, insofar as the investigation is concerned, that is a younger brother of accused number 1. I want to start there, my lord.
Isijobelelo sikhona lapha ngesikhohli kusikhuluma ukuthi ke umfowabo omncane kaMsola wokuqala wathi igama lakhe uGwabeni bese ke uBrigadier Gininda uyakhuluma ukuthi lo Gwabeni wakhuluma ngala lapho ke igama lakhe langempela futhi negama lakhe leqiniso ke lapho ke athi uSifiso Zungu ke kepha akazi ukuthi ngabe uhlobeni kanjani noma uxhumana kanjani ke noMsola wokuqala.
No, I'm saying, insofar as we know, he is not the biological brother of accused number 1. So I know that they are related. That's why I was going to go to my lord. But the assertion that he is the younger brother of accused number 1, that's not what I'm aware of. What I'm aware of is that they are related, and I'll indicate how I know that, my lord, shortly.
Ngiyaxolisa ke lapho ke athi ngomalana nolwazi alaziyo ukuthi ke abazalwa ke umuntu oyedwa kepha ke bahlobene.
What I know, my lord, like as I said, is that accused 1 is related to accused number 5, and is also related to this Gwabeni, this Sifiso Zungu, in terms of relatives. And they are also related to Constable Zungu, the policeman. I think they call each other, or they call him uncle. So there's a relationship. And then in addition to that, they come from the same area of Kwanongoma. And that now also leads to the relationship of accused 2, 3, and 4, my lord, as friends now. But the relations in terms of family relations, accused 1 is related to accused number 5, and then also accused, Constable Zungu. And then that's what I know, my lord. I'm not aware. I don't have anything or that came up during the course of the investigation that Gwabeni is actually the brother of accused number 1. It's not what I know, my lord.
Mr. Gininda is mentioning accused number 3, 4. Well, I've heard him with regard to accused number 5, but he also mentioned accused number 3 and 4. How does he fit accused 3 and 4 in what he's trying to describe there? I did not get him there clear.
Yes, sir. Sorry, from my own understanding, the Gwabeni you are speaking of, is it the same Gwabeni, allegedly, who was apparently given a 0.38? And I've not made a finding that that is the truth.
Yes,
according to Zungu said accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they were at one stage in the same room. And then a light went off, and you were called Malume, fine. So there's a guy who was mentioned as Gwabeni
Yes, my
by
lord.
Zungu.
That is the Gwabeni that
Is
I'm
that the
aware
same
of.
Gwabeni you're talking of?
That is the Gwabeni that I'm talking about, my lord, where I say his real names, because I have his statement, it's Sifiso Zungu, and that is the Gwabeni that I'm aware of, my lord.
All right.
Beyakhuluma ke khonjalo ukufakaza ukuthi malana nodaba ke walithola ngesikhathi ke dasesha ke iqala leli kulolu olandelayo ukuthi umsolo wokuqala futhi nomsolo wesi5 wesihlanu ke lapho kathi bayaxhumana mhlambe umndeni owodwa mhlambe ihlobo ke lapho ke athi futhi noGwabeni isihlobo sabo somndeni ke lapho ke kepha igama lakaGwabeni leqiniso athi uSifiso Zungu ke athi futhi yaxhumana noConstable Zungu ke lapho ke ngoba baqhamuka bonke le emakhaya kwaNongoma ke lapho ke athi kepha ke ulukuzana uConstable Zungu athi uma bembiza bambiza njengomalume.
So in relation to accused 3 in specific, to respond to Advocate Mnisi, my lord, I said, I'm not saying accused 2, 3, and 4 are relative of accused number 1 and Constable Zungu. I'm saying, insofar as what we know on the investigation, Gwabeni, accused number 1 and accused number 5 are related. Then the other ones are friends due to the situation that they come from the same area, not as relatives. That's the narrative I'm saying. So if I'm being understood saying 2, 3, and 4 are relative of accused number 1 and 5 and Constable Zungu, no, it's not what I'm saying, my lord.
Athi mina ninkulumo Advocate Mnisi la kade aphakame khona inqaba mhlambe engahambisana kahle ke lapho ke ukuthi umsolo wesibili owesithathu nowesine ukuthi abahlobo ke nomsolo oqala futhi nomsolo wesihlanu ke lapho ke futhi noGwabeni futhi noConstable Zungu ke lapho ke athi bona into awayithola ngesikhathi bekasesha iqala ukuthi baqhamuka esigodini esisodwa sale emakhaya kwaNongoma akusizwe izihlobo zabo umsolo wesibili owesithathu futhi nowesine kepha ke izihlobo ezikhona ke lapha lana ke athi umsola uqala nomsola wesihlanu ke futhi ihlobo noGwabeni onegama wathi uSifiso Zungu ke igama leqiniso futhi esikhona ke statement awasithola esiqhamuka kuye nalomulisi othizeni bambiza ngokuthi igama lakhe uSifiso Zungu ukuthi uGwabeni igama elijwayelekile.
Advocate Mshololo put it on record on behalf of accused number 5 that the mother of accused number 5 is Ms. Batatelele Zungu.
Yes, my lord, and that is why I'm saying the relativeness comes there, and that's why I said during the course of investigation, in terms of relatives, that's what I could establish. I could not establish during the course of the investigation, even though we're not investigating family ties, but it comes out as we're dealing with the investigation that accused 1, Constable Zungu, and accused 5. Somewhere the surnames are common, I think because of marriage issues as well, but not of accused 2. I'm not aware of accused 1 having a younger, this narrative that was put to me, I'm not aware, my lord. I'm only aware that accused 1, Constable Zungu, and accused 5, there is family relations, my lord.
Sorry, my lord, accused number 1 has raised up his hand.
Thank you, Madam, for the indulgence. I'm indebted to the court. I'll take this aspect on cross-examination.
Okay.
Bekakhuluma ke khona njalo ke lapho ke ufakazi ukuthi udaba oluqhamukile ngesikhathi lesi kade bephenya icala noma besesha icala lapho ke athi kule nkulumo elandelayo ukuthi ke lapho ke umsola uqala futhi nomsola wesihlanu ke lapho ke ngoba kade khona inkulumo beqhamukile athi yakhuluma ke lapho advocate Mshololo ke kade akhuluma khona njalo ukuthi igama la kamama omsola wesithathu ke lapho ke athi ubathethelele Zungu igama nesibongo sakhe ke lapho ke bese wabuya uphendula ke lapho ke ufakazi wathi inkumalana nodaba lena lwaqhamuka noma malana uma eqhamuka ngesikhathi lesi kade bephakathi ekukhulunyeni kwecala leli kuwukuthi ke lapho umsola uqala futhi umsola wesihlanu ke kuwukuthi baxhumana ngendaba yomndeni noma ngendaba yokushada kwamalungu wabo womndeni lapho ke athi futhi ke lapho kuwukuthi naye bayihlobo futhi nolokuze Constable Zungu bayihlobo lapho ke bese yebo kunjalo.
And just finally, earlier on in re-examination, you indicated that Mr. Sifiso Zungu, known as Gwabeni, is reluctant to testify in these proceedings out of fear of his personal safety. Do you confirm that?
Yes, I do confirm that, my lord.
Bathi bakhuluma ke ngesikhathi kade uhlofakazi bakho ukuthi lapho ke uGwabeni wabiza igama lika Sifiso Zungu wathi uthize uyasaba ukuza ngaphambi kusenkantolo azoletha ufakazi ngembayo ukuthi usabela impilo yakhe athi yebo ngakusho lokho.
Thank you, my lord. These are the
Yeah, fine. Just to clarify this before Mr. Mnisi cross-examines. Is this Gwabeni under police protection scheme?
No, he is not, my lord.
Was he offered
He was offered, my lord.
to be under police protection?
Yes, he was offered, my lord.
And?
At the time, he was reluctant. He didn't want to, my lord.
He didn't want to?
He didn't want to. He didn't want to, my lord. That's what I can say.
Okay.
But there were reasons given by him as to why he's reluctant to go in.
Kade ibuza kusenkantolo manje uSifiso Gwabeni ngabe amaphoyisa akhe amtshela noma mhlawumbe amthembisa ukuthi bazomfaka ngaphansi kwezokhuselo lweziphoyisa usho mhlawumbe abuya azokhuluma njengomuntu wada khusile ephansi kokhuselo lweziphoyisa athi yebo bamtshela kepha ke wakunqaba lokho ke bathi manje ngabe akakazi azisho yini izathu zakhe zokunqaba lokho ke athi yebo wazikhuluma izathu zakhe ukuthi kungani anqabile ethizini abe ngaphansi kwezokhuselo noma ukhuseleka kweziphoyisa.
Yes. What's the time then?
It's 11:14, my lord. Maybe we can take the normal short
We'll
adjournment.
come back at half past. Yes.
Thank you. We are done with the examination of Brigadier Gininda.
Yes, Mr. Minister.
Kade bonga ke lapho ke Advocate Valo uyathi ukubuza imibuzo ubaba uBrigadier Gininda njengofakazi.
Thank you. Thank you, Brigadier. Let us start with the last aspect of your evidence. Where you gave like a sort of a family tree on how accused number 1, number 2, no, actually accused number 1, number 5, and Zungu are related. Zungu, the Zungu, the witness who came testify there.
Yathi manje ucela uthi siqale ngalo daba logcina qedele ngalo kwinkulumo yakho ke labo khuma khona ke manje udaba lomsola uqala futhi umsola wesihlanu ke ukuthi bona ke nomnumzana uZungu Constable uZungu baqhumene njengomndeni.
Now, Mr. Sibia, who's accused number 1, says he's not related to Mr. Zungu. Much against what you told to this court.
Bathi ke manje umnumzana uSibiya uyakusho futhi ukuthi na ke akaqhumene noma akahlobene ke lapho ke nomnumzana uZungu njengoba sojele inkosi yenkantolo.
My Lord, that's why I said this is what came out during the course of the investigations when we spoke to Constable Zungu, because those are the people I interacted with, meaning Constable Zungu and Sifiso Zungu Dekwabeni. So if he's disputing it independently on my own, I can't confirm that family tree. I'm talking about what I uncovered during the investigation.
Athi ngesikhathi lesibika seshe icala leni noma bakaphenya ngecala owaqhamuka ngesikhathi bakhulumisana noZungu mathupha ukuthi lapho futhi noGwabeni lapho ukusifiso uZungu ukuthi bayihlobo ke kepha thina ngokunokwakhe ke lapho ngeke abe nesiqiniseko salolwazi noma ngeke asiqinisekise malana nodaba lolo.
Thank you. And Mr. Sibia further says he is not from the same place with the others KwaNongoma. He is from Mahlabatini, and Mahlabatini and KwaNongoma are two places that are different.
Bathi umnumzana ke uSibiya ke uyakusho lokho futhi ngocela ukuthi nakaqhamuki ngaphansi kwesigodi noma ngaphansi kwendawo yakwaNongoma kepha kuqhamuka kwindawo yasemahlabathini. Bathi manje le godi lezi igodi ezimbili futhi ezahlukene futhi eziqhelene ezingekho seduze.
No, my Lord. My understanding, those names sometimes can be used interchangeably. That's my understanding in that part. They come from the same area. It must be different places within the same area, and those names are used interchangeably. That's what I understand of that area. Because other than this case, while I was doing my work in other unrelated cases, we will visit that case during the course of investigations, and these names, KwaMahlabatini, Nongoma, will be used interchangeably. That's my understanding. So for me, it's one in the same area, depending what name you use, my Lord.
Athi ke na ke ufakazi ngokuzwisisa kwakhe ke lapho kathi indawo ke yodwana lena ke kwaNongoma futhi nasemahlabathini athi esikhathini esiningi mangabe kade besesha amacala bavame ukuthi bayike lapho kusesha amanye amacala ngaphandle kwecala leli ke lapho ke athi esikhathini esiningi abantu abaningi bavame ukuthi baqhamuka lapho kwamahlabathini abanye bathi baqhamuka lapho kwaNongoma ke athi yena ke uma ngabe esekayikhulumela nje ngenkulumo egcwele mhlawumbe ngokunciphile lapho ke athi ke indawo eyodwana kepha ke indawo enegodi ezahlukile.
So when you say Mahlabatini and KwaNongoma are words that are used interchangeably, according to you, that specifically refers to the same area. It's either you call it Mahlabatini or KwaNongoma.
No, my Lord. So what I'm saying, my Lord, is my understanding of these names. It's a big area. That place, it's almost like Soweto. Then within Soweto, you will get Mufulo South. You will get White City, you will get Meadowlands. So someone will say, I'm going to Meadowlands. Then someone will say, I'm going to Soweto. But you are talking about a vast area within the same geographical area. And I'm saying that is how I understand the two names, my Lord.
bathi manje ushuthi le ndawo ke ushuthi indawo ke bayibiza ngamagama amabili kepha kahlukene leyo ke athi le ndawo ke indawo ke enkulu uma ngabe enze sibonelo athi indawo efana nendawo yaseSoweto ke uma ngabe ngaphansi kwesigodi saseSoweto ke athi kulathola khona ke ezinye igodi ezikhona ngaphansi kwendawo leyo mhlawumbe zahlukene ushuthi ufana nasemfululu naseMidlands kepha athi umuntu uyahamba uyeSoweto abe esho ukuthi uyakhona lapho ke sorry my lord. Mr. Sibiya has raised up his hand.
Thank you. Let us cut this very short, Brigadier Kininda. According to Mr. Sibiya, Mahlabatini and Gwanongoma is not the same place. These are two different places. He is from Mahlabatini and not Gwanongoma.
Athi siqedele le nkulumo sinciphise kathi ngokwenkulumo eqhamuka kuMnumzana uSibiya ukuthi akaqhamuki ngaphansi kwesigodi sakwaNongoma kepha uqhamuka ngaphansi kwendawo yasemahlabathini futhi atendawo lezi indawo ezimbili ezahlukene.
So your knowledge would not force him to admit that he's from Gwanongoma when he's not from Gwanongoma.
Awuthi ngeke umphoqeke ukuthi asho ukuthi uqhamuka lapha kwaNongoma kepha abe engaqhamuki lapho ke ngaphansi kwesigodi sakwaNongoma.
No, my lord, I'm not compelling him to agree. I was simply indicating my understanding. If he says it's different, that's what he says, my lord.
Athina ke akamphoqi ukuthi asho ukuthi uqhamuka ngaphansi kwendawo lena ke kepha kathi uma ngabe inkulumo iqhamuka kuMnumzana uSibiya ukuthi indawo lezi ezimbili indawo zahlukene futhi iqhamuka kule ndawo ethize kwindawo ethize yasemahlabathini athi yebo inkulumo yakhe ke leyo.
Thank you.
So the council, Advocate Mnisi, Mr. Sibiya has raised up his hand.
Oh, thank you. Let me approach Mr. Sibiya.
You know that place, Mr. Noman, Shabialingan.
I know those places, my lord.
We used to go there for medicine, for football.
Is it? Where exactly? In Shabialingan.
So I know Mr. Shabialingan.
Thank you for indulging.
Yes, sir.
Furthermore, I put it to one of the witnesses here. Now I can't remember who that witness is. That Kwabeni is Mr. Sibiya's younger brother. Indeed, that is so.
Athi futhi ke khona ke ufakazi awamtshela lokho kulandelayo kepha akasakhumbuli ngokugcwele ukuthi ubani ke lo ufakazi lokho adamtshela lenkulumo ukuthi ke lapho ke empeleni ngiqiniso ke uGwabeni umfowabo omncane uMnumzana uSibiya.
Never ever was it ever suggested that Mr. Sibiya and Kwabeni are blood brothers.
Athi kepha kabakaze basho ukuthi ke uMnumzana kuGwabeni futhi noMnumzana uSibiya ke bazalwa umuntu oyedwa.
Mr. Sibiya says his mother and the mother to Kwabeni are sisters.
Athi ke inkulumo iqhamuka kuMnumzana uSibiya ukuthi umama obeletha uGwabeni futhi nomama obeletha yena ke lapho ke athi abantu abeletha umuntu oyedwa mhlawumbe abosisi ke labo.
Now Sibiya being the Sibiya and Kwabeni, when Kwabeni sees Sibiya, he says Sibiya is my elder brother because Sibiya is indeed older than Kwabeni.
Athi lapho ke uGwabeni uma ngabe kubona kuMnumzana uSibiya ke lapho kumbiza njengobhuti wakhe omdala ngoba owabethwa qala phakathi kwabo bobabili ke lapho ke uMnumzana uSibiya futhi uyena omdala kuMnumzana uGwabeni.
That's the reason why Sibiya says Kwabeni is my younger brother.
Athi sona ke sathu leso ke senza ukuthi uMnumzana uSibiya athi uGwabeni umfowabo omncane.
Thank you.
My lord, it confirms what I was saying, that there is a relationship in my understanding. Accused 1, Kwabeni, and Constable accused 1, accused 5, and Kwabeni are related. That's what I said. So there is a family relationship between accused number 1 and Kwabeni, and this assertion that has been given to me confirms that, my lord.
athi yebo lokho isiqiniseko senkulumo le ayikhulumile noma inkulumo yabo ukuthi inkulumo ayikhulumile awayizwa ukuthi lapho ke umnumzana usibiya futhi nomsola wesihlanu ke lapho ke futhi noGwabeni ukuthi baxhumana ngokwezomndeni nomhlamba ihlobo ngokwezomndeni.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, you also requested to have some opinion or comments on Exhibit SD, which is the photo album, not really photo album, which are the photos of Mr. Mncube that were handed to court on the testimony of Mabasa.
That is correct, my lord.
Athiyabonga ke umeli kepha khona olunye udaba angathanda ukuthi alidikite ke mana phecelezi nezithombe lezi kade warrant officer Mabasa lethe ufakazi bazo ngazo ke izithombe zakamnumzana akhe Mncube.
Now, you also say that on your observation on the second left upper jaw teeth of Mr. Sibia, of Mr. Mncube, you could also see what appears to be shiny there, and in your view that resembles a gold. Is that what you said?
Bathi phecelezi nodaba lwesithombe lesike sikhona lapho ke ukhulumile ke ngaso ke mana nesithombe sakamnumzana uMncube uma ngabe ubuka amazinyo khala ngaphezulu ke bathi maqhamuka lapha esandleni sokunxeleke kuzinyo lesibili ke lapha phezulu ke na ke bathi kunento onayikhulumile ukuthi le kunento eshayinayo ke lapho ke basathi na lento eshayinayo efana ejakala njengokuthi izinyo legolide bathi ngabe usho njalo yini?
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo ngempela lokho ngikushiya.
And you seek to corroborate this. Actually, that word is not to collaborate, it's to corroborate. You corroborate evidence, you don't collaborate. Corroborate. So you seek to corroborate their assertion with what is contained in Exhibit J with a little description that you read into record, not so?
But esikhathini ngokukhuluma wenza isiqiniseko futhi ujobelela futhi noma uxhumanisa lo fakazi benkulumo yakho ke futhi nofakazi ekade bukhona ke obakhulunywa obungaphansi kunobukiso ka Exhibit J bathi ngabe kunjalo yini?
That is correct, my lord, but I thought I used the word correlate. That's why I was saying corroboration, it correlates, so we are in agreement. It's
No,
corroboration, not
yes.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Athi yebo kunjalo ke futhi na uxhumanise lenkulumo eyakhuluma futhi nenkulumo eyakhulunywa lapho ngaphakathi kobufakazi noma ufakazi kodwa bukhona ke lapho ke ngaphansi kwemibukiso ka Exhibit J yabhalwa lapho ke warrant officer Steenkamp ayitshelwa abufakazi kade bekhona ngaphakathi kulela khaya.
Thank you, Brigadier. We're learning every day. We're learning every day. Yes. Ain't nobody owns monopoly over wisdom. We're learning every day. Thank you, Brigadier. Now, this tells me that this information that this allegation that accused number 2, that one of the suspects who entered the house might have had, the first suspect who entered the house might have had what resembles a golden teeth in his upper jaw. It's information that was already there when you first laid your hand on the case docket, not so?
Bathi malana nolwazi lolu oqhamukile ukuthi ke umsola woqala mhlawumbe isigilamkhubo soqala esangena ngaphakathi kwalela khaya ukuthi bekanezinyo legolide bathi lolwazi lolu ulwazi owalithola selokhona ngaphakathi kwedocket ngaphambi kokuthi wena kwedocket ulithole kuwena akusenjalo yini?
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
And subsequent to that too, in 2020 there were suspects which got arrested, who are now before court here, who amongst them is accused number 3, who you saying he is the one who has got a teeth that resemble a gold in his left-hand quadrant, upper quadrant, not so?
Bathi ke uma ngemuva kwesikhathi xa uqhamuka kumnyaka 2014 kuze kufinca umnyaka 2020 bathi ngomnyaka 2020 sekwaboshwa ke abasolwa ke lapho ke labo baqhamuka ngaphambi kwenkosi yenkantolo esikhathini samanje futhi kubona ke abasolwa ababoshwa ke lapho ke bathi khona ke umsolwa wesithathu ke lo wena ukhulume ngayo ukuthi yena ke unezinyo legolide mhlawumbe unento etshengakala njengezinyo legolide kumazinyo kwala ngaphezulwana kumazinyo omlomo lakho yena ke emazinyweni akhe ke bathi izinyo lesibili ke uma ngaqala ngalana egcineni ehlangothini lasesandleni sokunxeleke uma ngabe usiya ngalana ehlangothini lasesandleni sokudla.
Yes, my lord. That is based on this picture that is before me.
Yes.
Athi yebo futhi lokho into ayikhulumile eqhamuka noma ayibonile kulesithombe lesi esikhona la ngaphambi kwakhe.
Now, even accept that picture, the information that you read into record, which is a description that Kelly gave to Mrs. Steenekamp, it's indicated that the suspect who was having a firearm in his possession had a gold in his teeth, not so?
Bathi mana nenkulumo ke eyakhulunywa ngoKelly Khumalo eTyala lapho warrant officer Steenekamp ukuthi isigilamkhuba esangena qala kulo muzi wena ke kade sinezinyo legolide ke yena akusinjalo.
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kuyiqiniso lokho.
And at all material times, let me not say at all material times, soon after the arrest of these accused persons that are before court here, the state formed a viewpoint that the person who had a firearm in his possession was accused number 3, not so.
Bathi ngemuva ukuthi baboshwe ke abasola bathi ngaphambi kwenkosi yenkantolo ithimba noma ihlangothi lezoshishiso amahlangothi lezombuso ke lasho njalo bathi khona ke umsola wesithathu yena kade aphethe ke sibhamkena.
Yes, my lord.
Bathi yebo.
Did you then do anything with this information?
Bathi ngabe khona ke into wayenza malana nolwazi lolu.
Which information? The one in relation to Exhibit J, or which
the one in relation to the gold.
Bathi malana nolwazi olahambisana nodaba lwegolide.
So yes, my lord. So what I've done, this is now, if I can have an indulgence to explain, so that it will make sense.
Yes.
Athi yebo khona ke into ayenza kepha uma angaphiwa isikhathi ukuthi achaze ngogcwele.
We started with accused number 2, my lord, insofar as taking him to Tlakweng, because before we go to number 3, 4, and 5, the arrest, or rather the focus, first led us to accused number 1, subsequently to number 2, and then accused 2 was then taken to the dentist. This is now in the Northwest, and that was because in this same exhibit, J, Makaleni, if you look at the description that it gives, other than the hood, it seems to suggest that this accused, this suspect B, may have had a gold incision according to the description, and that's what drove us now to the examination, the dental examination of accused number 2, my lord.
Yes.
Athi lapho uma aqala le nkulumo ke athi baqala ngomsola oqala ke lapho ke bese ngemuva umsola oqala bese bahlangabezana nomsola wesibili ke ngemuva kade bahlangabezana nomsola wesibili athi mayelana nodaba lwenkulumo abayithola iqhamuka kumageleni ukuthi lo lesigilamkhuba sesibili ke lapho ke bathi bakathi uthize umakaleni naso ngatholakala ukuthi mhlawumbe sinalo ke izinyo legolide ke athi kukula khona bathatha kumsolo wesibili ke bese bamikisa lapho ku province lase Northwest eTlakweng ekuthizeni ahambe bayomhlola ke lapho ukuthi ngabe ayohlola ke dentist udokotela kwamazinyo ukuthi ngabe unalo yini izinyo legolide noma kanalo.
Now, the report, my lord, I think it was made available to the court, speaks for itself. But subsequent to that, my lord, when we now had sight of accused 3, 4, and 5, I wanted to embark on that exercise. But during the course of investigation and research, it became clear to me, my lord, that so there were the various aspects that came up that informed me to come to the decision that I will refer to.
Athi ke lapho ke khona ke ucwaningo la kadokotela mhlawumbe incwadi ebhalwe udokotela khona la ngaphambi kunesi yenkantolo athi futhi ngemuva ngaphambi ukuthi ajobelele kuyona ke khona ke udaba laqhamuka lapho ke ngesikhathi kade qhamuka udaba lolo ke athi la khona ke bagcina sebehamba nomsolo wesibili nowesithathu nowesine nowesihlanu ke lapho ke.
But insofar as accused number 3, my lord, what we have done, I tried as a team to obtain medical records from Johannesburg prison, because that is where we knew he was detained, and that's where we visited him. So effort were made to get medical records to establish as to whether at any stage from the time of his admission or the time when he was seen by the doctors was he ever treated or seen with a gold tooth. The medical records, my lord, were not found at that hospital to date.
Athi lapho ke uyazi ukuthi umsola wesithathu uma ekhuluma phecelezi ngodaba lomsola wesithathu ke lapho ke athi uyazi ukuthi umsola wesithathu kade ngaphansi kwejele laseGoli ke lapho ke athi futhi ngesikhathi ade aya kujela khona ke bazama ukuthizini bathole ukuthi ngesikhathi sade hlangabezana mhlambe ehlangana nodokotela lapho ke ngaphansi kwesibhedlela salapho ke Johannesburg prison athi wazama ukuthi athole lapho ke ama medical record usho ukuthi ushicilele phansi kabo dokotela ukuthi ngesikhathi ade bekhulumana nomsola wesithathu ngabe kade analo yini izinyo legolide noma kade anganalo lapho ke kephathi leyo nto leyo ayikaze kwaba into akazi kwaba into ephumelelayo ke leyo ke athi kuze kufike esikhathini samanje lokho abakaze bawathole ke ama medical records.
Secondly, further to that, my lord, was that during the research, this is now during the course of investigation, it came to my attention that gold tooth, be it gold or silver, are not only fitted surgically. You get these cosmetics ones which are called grills that can be put for cosmetic purposes, easily fit in and removed.
Athi ngesikhathi besenza ukusesha kwecala labo lapho athi kulaba thola khona ke ukuthi umuntu akhona ukufaka izinyo legolide le ababiza mhlambi ke ama grills ke lawo ke la umuntu mhlambi ngafaka izinyo legolide noma izinyo le silver lapho ke lela ngabe futhi aphinde alikhipheke.
Now, I'm saying this, my lord, because then if one then went back to the investigation now, leading to these witnesses and this interview on the 29th of October, nowhere from here up to today was evidence found that the suspect A, the first suspect, had a gold incision that was surgically fitted. What you have is that in the description on the upper teeth, he had a gold insert. But there's no evidence from this description, but even moving forward during the course of the investigation, that the first suspect, suspect A, had a surgical procedure to fit in this gold incision. We don't have that, my lord. So in light of the knowledge that there are grills that can be fit cosmetically, in other words, I could not have come, even if one was found, to say this was fitted surgically and it corroborates this. We don't have such, my lord. All we have is that there's a gold insert on the upper teeth of suspect A. How was it fitted? Was it surgical or cosmetics? That evidence is not there, my lord, insofar as what was described when the incident took place.
Athi ke lapho ufakazi na ke ngemuva kokuthi athi khona ke inkulumo le yakhuluma ngobufakazi bekhona ngaphakathi kwalomuzi luyana kusho izisulu ezikhona ngaphakathi kwalomuzi luyana ke kuze kufike esikhathini samanje lapho ke athi alukho ucwaningo noma mhlambe ireport noma mhlambe medical report abayithola iqhamuka lapha surgical lapho noma surgical report eshoyo ukuthi khona njalo ke umsola wesithathu kade afake izinyo legolide lifaka ngaphansi kodokotela base surgical labafaka ama medical labafaka amagolide khona ke ngaphansi kodokotela ke athi kepha ke emayala nodaba lolu ke lapho ke na athi emayala nenkulumo eyakhulunywa bofakazi ade bekhona ngaphakathi kwalomuzi ngesikhathi kade senzeka ke isigameko lesike athi basho khona nje isigila kuba soqala esangena noma isigebengu soqala esangena ngaphakathi kwalela khaya lelana ukuthi kade kumuntu enezinyo legolide lapha kena kumazinyo akala ngaphezulwana ehlangothini lesandla sasepunqeleke lapho ke futhi eqhubeka washo khona nje ukuthi lokho akanaso iqiniso ukuthi mhlawumbe ke lezinyo legolide mhlawumbe uma ngabe belichaza ke ngabe kade kuyi cosmetic gold teeth le kushuthi le cosmetic ishuthi amazinyo legolide abavama ukuthi abantu mhlawumbe awadwebe labona ke noma bawafake lamazinyo abawafaka ukukhabisa nje kuphela besaphinda babuye futhi ke bawakhiphe kepha engafakiwe abodokotela bangeqiniso.
Now, based on that, my lord, I could not take this matter further, and I'm referring now prior to Advocate Minister requesting that his client to be taken for dental examination. I'm saying for the purpose of investigation, I could not take it further because, as I said, one, I did not have evidence that indicates that it was surgical. There was none. What we know is the description of the gold tooth. Two, the availability of the grills which are easily available on the market, and we don't know even that it was then fitted. It was a difficulty, my lord. And thirdly, the issue of the files, because one had hoped that if we get the medical records where he was incarcerated from 2015, perhaps then one can get guidance if indeed it was there. Because I could see when we speak to him that he didn't have. This is now 2020, now moving forward. When we interviewed accused number 3 or engaged accused number 3, and when we took his warning statement, I realized the following, that the gold tooth was not there and the dreadlocks were not there. That was not there. So he was a completely changed person from what is contained in the exhibit on the downloads of his pictures. So I couldn't take it further, my lord.
Ufakazi bekakhulu bakhona njalo ukuthi na-ke lapho-ke ngesikhathi u-advocate minister bekamcela khona ukuthi amphoqa ukuthi akathole-ke ama-medical report-ke kamsolwa kwesithathu kakhuluma phecelezi ngodaba legolide-ke lapho-ke athi yena-ke owakwenza ngesikhathi lesi bahlangana naye lapho-ke ngomnyaka 2020-ke waqapha ukuthi akanalo izinto legolide futhi ama-threats akanawo-ke lapho-ke kepha uma hlehlela imuve ekhuluma futhi mayelana nodaba langomnyaka 2015 lathi agcinwe khona ngaphansi kwejele lasegolike lapho-ke athi wazama ekuthizini athole ama-medical report kamsolwa kwesithathu-ke lapho-ke okukuthi ngabe ngomnyaka 2015 lathi agcinwe khona ngaphansi kwejele lasegoli ukukuthi ngabe kade analo yini izinto legolide noma kade anganalo izinto legolide lapho-ke athi kepha-ke ngeshwa-ke nangebhadi lawo ama-medical report asesibhedlela ase-Johannesburg prison akaze awathole kuze fice lapho esikhathini samanje-ke lapho-ke athi kepha-ke khona-ke udaba lolu angathanda ukuthi mhlawumbe atshele ngesenkantolo-ke mayelana nodaba lama-grills lapho-ke akhulume ngawo-ke noma mhlawumbe ama-cosmetic gold teeth noma ama-silver teeth-ke lapho-ke athi lokho kuvame ukuthi esikhathi esiningi abantu bayifake-ke amazinyo cosmetic akuwegolide-ke ukuthi lawo okhabisa abavama ukuthi bayifake bona-ke labo-ke abantu esikhathini esiningi athi yena-ke into ayiqapha ukuthi uqala-ke uqhamuka ngonyaka 2015 la bagcine khona ngaphansi kwejele lasegoli kuze fike ngonyaka 2020 kuze fike esikhathini samanje akakaze wathola ama-medical report asitshelayo kabanzi ukuthi ngesikhathi abodokotela abaningi abahlukene balapho ngaphansi kwejele lasegoli kade bekhulumisana naye umsolwa wesithathu ukuthi ngabe baqapha yini ukuthi ngabe unalo yini izinto legolide kuyena noma kanayo.
That's what I did, my lord, in pursuance of this description of the gold tooth, my lord.
Athi lokho-ke abakwenza-ke mayelana nodaba lolu abakhuluma ngalo ukuthi kade nezinyo legolide-ke.
Now, Brigadier, when you decided to take Ntanzi, that's now Mr. Ntanzi, accused number 2, for medical observation whether or not he had a golden teeth, did you have knowledge that his teeth could have been surgically fitted?
Bathi ngesikhathi sothatha umnumzana uNtanzi umekisa-ke kudokotela wamazinyo-ke ethizeni enzeke iy'nhlolo kuyena ngabe mhlawumbe unalo ulwazi lokuthi mhlawumbe izinyo legolide kade kukhuluma ngalo-ke walifaka udokotela osemthethweni noma?
No, my lord, I didn't, and that's why, if I may have an indulgence to go back, that's why I said I want to explain it in the sequence of the event. So when accused 2, Mr. Ntanzi, was taken, I did not have the knowledge. Subsequent to the report, the knowledge of the grills, the fact that they can be fitted without the surgical procedure, came into effect after I received the document now from the doctor, now the dentist, now to say this is our findings, the record speaks for itself. Subsequent to that, in the investigation of trying to establish that could it be that a gold tooth could be there, removed, undetected, what factors could actually motivate it. This information that I referred to, my lord, then kicks in. And then I went back also to check in the docket and realized that as much as we took accused number 2 to the doctor, nowhere in the docket does it indicate that any of suspect A or B had a surgical procedure to fit in the gold tooth and subsequently then went and commit this crime. So I was flowing to say the first thing, it was a report. I didn't have knowledge that it was fitted surgically because the docket is silent on that part. It doesn't say that. But subsequent to the report of Dr. Rhoqo, I then realized, my lord, that even if we move forward with this exercise, the fact of the matter, I do not know that suspect A or even suspect B had a surgical procedure to fit in the gold tooth. And the availability of this cosmetic teeth in the market without a surgical procedure, the grills, made it difficult for me to say now, was the teeth that was seen by witnesses surgically fitted or cosmetic, my lord?
kade aphila mana lodaba lombuzo uqhamukile ukuthi ngesikhathi lesi bekamnikeza lapho kumsola wesibili ke umnumzana uNtanzi kudokotela kwamazinyo ke ukuthi dental observation medical doctor lapho ke ngabe yini abayithola ke lapho ke athi kula waqhamuka khona kudaba lwama grills futhi ke amazinyo abantu bavanga ukuthi mhlawumbe bafake lapho ke abathenga lapho kuma market futhi makakhuluma khona njalo ke athi kulathola khona ke atholakala khona ke ngaphansi ke cosmetic ke lawo lapho ke amazinyo khona egolide lawo abantu abaningi bavama ukuthi bayifake wona ke besaphinde bawakhipheke kepha athi mala nodaba lofakazi ade likhona ke lapho ke mala nodaba lwedocket ke lo ukuthi ususpect ukuthi mhlawumbe isigilamkhosi uqala mhlawumbe isigebenzi uqala futhi nesesibili ke laba khona khona kudaba lwegolide lamazinyo ke kepha athi abakhulumile ngogcwele futhi nangesiqiniseko sokuthi amazinyo lawo egolide ke ngabe bawafaka abodokotela bangempela noma abodokotela bomkhonyuvu ke lapho ke athi ulolwazi lo olungekho abangalibhalile ukuthi ngamazinyo begolide bawafaka ngaphansi kwama medical dental surgery noma kazi bafake ngaphansi kwawo ke lapho ke futhi mangabe ijobela inkulumo yakhe athi ngemuva kokuthi athole ke ireport kadokotela eshoyo khona nje athi umsolo wesibili kade anganalo ke izinyo legolide ke lapho ke noma akaza kabe nalo mhlawumbe noma akatholi lutho phecelezi nodaba lezinyo legolide ke athi kula uqhamuka khona ke ulwazi lokuthi abantu abaningi bavama ukuthi bahambe bayilapho kuma market angaphandle ayimele kobugebengu ke mhlawumbe igilamkhuba ke umkhonyuvu bese bathenga ke amazinyo legolide bese babuye bawafake kubona ke njengokuthi bakhabiseka lapho kubona ke emazinyo wabo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brigadier. Now, there's this other one aspect that I want to clear with you. At length, you gave testimony that there were some photos which were downloaded from accused number 3's phone, which resembled photos that were also found in Kelly's phone. And those photos were also found in Longwe's phone. I'm now referring to the bag of money. Is that so?
But ngogcwele khona ke udaba lwezithombe okhulumile ngazo ukuthi lathola ithombe zakhona zatholakala noma zatholakala ngaphakathi kocingo lomsola wesithathu futhi ngaphakathi kocingo lakwaLongwe futhi ngaphakathi kocingo lakwaKhili Khumalo ithombe zakhona lapho esuthi isithombe zesikhwama esinemali akusenjalo yini?
It's correct in this instance, my lord, that I did indicate that, but it's one photo. Perhaps let me start there.
Yes.
It's not different photos
Yes.
in the downloads of accused number 1. My recollection of
number 3.
Number 3. My
Yes.
apologies. Thanks, advocate. My recollection of the statement or the briefing that I got from the analyst is a bag of money, which is contained in the downloads of accused number 3,
Yes.
as well as in the downloads of Ms. Kelly Khumalo
Yes.
and Longwe Twala.
Yes.
So that, but it's one bag. You know, you get it in these 3 gadgets, my lord. That's
Thank
my
you.
understanding.
Athi yena ngokuzwisisa kwakhe ke isithombe lesithombe sesodwa vo athi ngesikhathi kade bedownloada ke ithombe kade bethula ke ithombe ezingaphakathi kocingo lwakaKhili Khumalo umsola wesithathu futhi nolonge Twala ke athi khona ke isikhwama esinemali lapho ke see-through bag money leyo ke athi basithola isithombe sesodwa kade sikhona phakathi kocingo lwakamsola wesithathu uKhili Khumalo futhi nolonge.
Now, and we know that you have been referring to Kelly Khumalo as a person of interest, not so?
Bathi siyazi ubukhuluma bubiza uKhili Khumalo noma bosho uKhili Khumalo njengomuntu enisamcingayo akusenjalo?
I may have used that name, my lord, yes.
Athi yebo ngabe ngisebenzisile ke lo gama lelo.
Mr. With regard to Mr. Mncube, that is beyond reproach because he's here at court. He's actually beyond being called a person of interest, not so. He's an accused.
Bathi mayana uma sesikhuluma ke ngumnumzana uMncube akenako umuntu enesamfuna kepha ke umuntu sayenamthola manje uqhamuka ngaphambi kwenkosi yenkantolo njengomsolo akusenjalo yini?
That is correct, my lord.
Athi yebo kunjalo.
Now, by virtue of the fact that there is that bag of money, same bag of money that was found in Kelly's phone, accused number 3's phone, and Longwe's phone, does that then make Longwe Twala also a person of interest?
Athi khona ke umbuzo ukuthi uma ngabe sesithola ke isithombe semali sesodwana phakathi kobomakhalekhukhwini babantu abathathu abahlukene. Umsola wesithathu, uKheli Khumalo, futhi noLongo Thwala. Manje uthi nayo uLongo Thwala ngabe omunye wabantu enisamcinga noma omunye wabantu enisamfunayo?
No, my lord. So perhaps to answer straight correctly, the answer is no.
Thank
but
you.
then, if I can have an indulgence to explain the difference between this bag of money, because if you take it in isolation, yes, it raises questions, suspicions based on the fact that you know where you find it. But I don't think that in isolation, my lord, and I wanted to go there after I give the opportunity to the interpreter to interpret that. You cannot now make a person or focus on a person as a person of interest solely because of one bag or one piece of evidence. When it comes to Ms. Kelly Khumalo, and I've testified about this, there are a number of things that came up that seems to point to her as being the trigger point. And that is why I then said she was then viewed, insofar as the investigation is concerned, as a person of interest, and subsequently the application for the J50, my lord. But it was a collective of things, not just one bag of money. The bag was there. Issues of the cell phones, we dealt with it without taking the court backward. So it was collective of a number of evidence that was collected, pointing to things that seems to be not proper, my lord, which is then different when you come to Mr. Longo Thwala insofar as the bag of money is concerned. But I'm not saying it did not raise concerns or questions as to why this bag that is found in these two other gadgets is also found with him.
Uma ephendula kufakazi mana nombuzo kade ubuzwa ke nake athi uma ekhuluma ngodaba lakwaLongo Thwala cha akenakhe umuntu abasamcingayo noma mhlawumbe umuntu abamfunayo ke lapho ke ngoba ke khona nje ufakazi obubodwana ade ebuthulile ngaphakathi kocingo lwakhe usho ukuthi ulwazi noma mhlawumbe yebo ulwazi lodaba lesithombe nje kuphela isithombe leso sinemali phakathi kusonake nje kuphela. Kepha uma ngabe sikakhuluma ngoKheli Khumalo athi yebo umuntu esisamfuna noma mhlawumbe umuntu esamcingayo futhi kungako esenza isicelo sethu sokuthi sithole ke J50 ke lapho ke sincede ukuthi aboshwe ke lapho ke bathi udaba J50 ke kulapho athi udaba lukaKheli Khumalo athi bathola ke ufakazi obuningi obuhambisanayo malana naye futhi bathola ukuthi nake ukhona phakathi nendawo la kulo daba lolu ke uma kade beseshaka icala athi kungako babenza isicelo se-application ngamacelo se-J50 kungemuva ukuthi bathola ke ufakazi obuningi phecelezi naye yedwana.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, on the clip of a video that was played yesterday here, you were requested to give your opinion. No, not really opinion. You were requested to describe what is appearing on the video, and then you went on to describe the clothes that the person is wearing that's working on the video.
That is correct, my lord.
Bathi masikhuluma ke mala nodaba oqhamukile ke udaba lesikhangiso sevideo kade bedlala ngaphambi kwesenkantolo wathi khona komuntu okhona le video futhi into ezikhona ngaphakathi kule video lena ke la bacela khona ukuthi awusitsheke ukuthi ngabe yini ubona ngaphakathi kwale video sho kade ubona umuntu ohamba agqoke ingubo ezinjani ke lapho ke athi yebo kunjalo.
I'm not so sure whether you, in your description as to what is happening in the video, did you also describe the motor vehicle that you see in there? It's common cause. It's a Mazda. What is it now?
Athi akanasi iqiniso ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe ukhulumile
Yes, it
yini.
is that car that is appearing there. I don't see I can't see it clearly.
Athi akanaso ummeli athi akanaso isiqiniseko ukuthi ngabe ukhulumile yini mayelana nodaba lwemoto eqhamukile mhlawumbe imoto ejangalayo kulo daba lwevideo lena akathi akaboni kahle ukuthi mhlawumbe ukuthi ngabe imoto enjani ke lena ke.
Yes, indeed, my lord, I did describe it. I said it's a BMW
okay.
X6 belonging to the deceased. It's
Yeah.
a vehicle that was driven by the deceased the previous day when he arrived at this place, my lord, at the crime scene. This is a crime scene. That's where he was shot. So that vehicle is a BMW X6 belonging to the deceased, my lord.
Athi yebo bekakhulumile ngodaba lwemoto ukuthi kade kuyimoto enjani kade kuyimoto iBMW X6 futhi kade kuyimoto kaMufi iyona ke imoto afika eshayela ngayo ke ngelanga leli washona ngayo kulamuzi wendawo yesigameko.
Thank you. Now, this is what the state requested you to do. Actually, this was the question that came from the state. What was the occasion there? What answer did you give to that state's question?
bathi khona kumuzo qhamukela ukuthi kuhlanga ukuthi lezombuso ke shabashushisa ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe kade kumcimbi muni ethi ukhona ke lapho ke lapha yana.
I'm not sure, my lord, if I described the occasion, because all I recall is that it was during the day, as I said, and I could see Zandi, the lady now, and because I described the gentleman as Mr. Ityala, I described the second person as Zandi Kumalo, and I said the vehicle belongs to the deceased, and that it was during the day.
Yes.
I think the specific occasion, I don't think I went that far to say what was happening or where were they coming from. I don't think I went that far insofar as the occasion is concerned.
Athina ngakacabanga ukuthi waphindula mana nombuzo ukuthi ubuza ukuthi ukade ubuziwe ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe kade kusenzakala ini lapha yakhe lesikhanyiso salento mhlawumbe kade kumcimbi muni ukuthi kade ukhona ke lapha yana. Athi kepha ke into ayikhuluma icabanga ukuthi uyikhulumile ukuthi umuntu wesibili oqhamuka kule video yakho ukuthi kade kuzandi Khumalo noma uzandi Khumalo lo wesibili ke ohamba noLongothwala kule video lena ke lapho ke ngoba izwathi ukhulumile ukuthi lo muntu wesilisa okhona lapha uLongothwala bese lona usimama okhona ke athi uzandi Khumalo futhi athi kade kusemini ngelanga leli ukuthi bethutshulwa ngayo.
Thank you, Brigadier. I'm going to request the operator. There's something that is quickly drawing my eye there on the video when the lady, I don't know who that lady is, when the video, when the door opens, the lady seems to be holding something in their hand that looks to me like a cartoon of Chibuko. I don't know. Yeah, that yellowish thing. What is that? Is that not Chibuku?
No. If I may assist, my lord, it looks like a machewu, a container of machewu. That's what I see.
No, I'm sorry. I totally missed it. I thought, honestly, I said that was a Chibuku. I said, I will need to clarify with you. It looks like a machewu. Machewu eluded my thinking. No, but thanks a lot. Yeah.
Bathi khona ke umuntu osimama uma ulosilisa ke usithatha semoto khona ke lento thipe lo muntu osimama ophuma ngaphakathi kule moto ke manje umlili bafisa ukwazi ukuthi ngabe yini le ejara ngathi lukuzana ichibuku ke lapho ushithi lokuzana iphuza abantu abadakwayo ke lapho bathi ufakazi ke ejara ngathi ke amahewu ke lawana ajara aphethe lo muntu osimama.
No, but thanks, Brigadier. Now, the question was, what answer did you give to the state when they asked you, when the state asked you what was the occasion, and then you just gave your answer. Now, yesterday, this is what you said.
Athi beyakuzothi ngabe mhlawumbe waphendula wathini ke ngabe umbuzo umhla kuthimba labashushisi noma umbuso wadubuza ukuthi ngabe mhlawumbe kusenzeka ini lesikhanyiso sevideo ke athi nayi ke impendulo owayikhuluma ilazwe beyayikhuluma ngokulandelayo.
And I open quote.
Athi ucapha kwenkulumo yakho ke oyikhulumile.
Although there is no date there, the request from the state was for the date of the 27th of October 2014.
Wathi uthize nanoma ilanga lingavilile lapha napha lingabhaliwe kepha ke ithimba lezombuso mhlawumbe ihlangothi lezoshushiso lacela ukuthi utholeke izinto ezisenzeka ke ngelanga la nge-27 zaka-October ngomnyaka ka-2014.
Do you still remember that?
I do recall, my lord.
Thank you.
Wathi ngapakhumbula yini lokho athi yebo ngisakhumbula.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, with that in mind, you went on to try and try and disprove the assertion that was put by Mr. Mgombezulu to one of the witnesses that on the following day, which is actually the assertion that Longwe sustained an injury at the time when the incident took place. Do you still remember that?
Bathi ngapsakhumbula yini izolo ngesikhathi yona kade uphika mina nodaba lolu elakhona umnumzana sele washona ke advocate Ngomezulu ukuthi umnumzana uLongothwala kade kuyisiqhwala ke ngemuva kwelanga lesigameko noma wadutshulwa noma wadubuleka naye ngelanga lesigameko.
That is correct, I do recall, my lord.
Athi ukuqiniswa ngisakhumbula lokho.
Thank you. And I must just hasten to demystify everybody here that what Mr. Mngomezulu put to that witness was that in terms of his own investigation, Mr. Mngomezulu, what he put to the witness was that in terms of his own investigation, he came across information that Longwe also got injured when the incident took place. In other words, that should not be imputed as a version that came from any of the accused here.
Athi khona ke udaba lwenkulumo angathatha ilungise lapho ke kukhulu ukuthi umnumzana uMngomezulu wathi ekuphenyeni kwecala lakhe noma ngesikhathi baphenya icala eseshiqale isheshela zenzela ukuphenya kwecala lakhe leli ukuthi mina nolwazi ke alithola ukuthi naye ke uLongwe walimala ke ngelanga lesigameko futhi inkulumo leyo ingaqhamuke kubasolo.
Thank you.
So, my lord, if I may have an indulgence to respond.
Okay.
Yeah. So firstly, and I want to go back because I agreed with Advocate Mnisi that indeed I made reference of, on the date of the 27th of October 2014. Now, my lord, when you refer to that part, it needs to be taken in the broader context that when I was giving that response, because I did give that response,
yes,
and it's in relation to the footage. If you look at the footage, there's no date. If you look at this footage, it doesn't indicate where. It's because I know the place. If you don't know the place, you'll have difficulty to know where was even this taken. And two, you'll have a difficulty of knowing these two individuals if you don't know them. So that is the first part.
Athi yebo uyahambisana nenkulumo ekhulunywa lapho umnumzana Advocate Mnisi lapho athi kepha ke uma ngaba ke umuntu oyedwa angazabe ukuthi video lena ke ngeke azi ukuthi video bathatha kuphi ke nendawo futhi ingasiphiki isikhathi ngoba vele alikho ilanga likhona kule sikhanyiso se-video ukuthi video bathatha ngelanga elithize ngenyanga ethize futhi umnyaka othize. Athi futhi ke umunye umuntu uyozuza ukuthi ngabe abobani ke abantu abajaka ababili bakhona kule video lena kuma ngabe engabazi kepha na ngoba indawo esigameko uyayazi futhi nalo lekhona ngaphakathi uyabazi.
Now, the second point, my lord, the existence of this video came as a result of a Section 205 subpoena from the state, from us, requesting ENCA to give us the data of the 27th of October 2014.
Yes.
And that is where now I moved into that date that
Okay.
Mngomezulu is referring, Advocate Mnisi, my apologies, Advocate, that is referring to. So it was informed by the application that came from us as the state to the NCA, and then they provided this data. So if you look at the two, the assumption that one can draw, and I'm referring to myself, is that this is in response of the request, which says data or recordings of the 27th of October 2014. Now, if you take that, that's why I said you need to take this collectively, my lord. You now take what we see, which is then in response of the request for the recordings of the 27th of October 2014, because the subpoena speaks itself clearly what we need. If you take that into account to say this recording will then be in response of this, and the date, therefore, will be the 27th of October 2014. And now you read into what was alleged by the late Mr. Mngomezulu, that Mr. Longwe shot himself. That would have been the previous night. And you see him walking like this on the following day. I was saying it like that, my lad. If you take that into account and you follow like that, it doesn't narrate, because this is not a view of a person who would have shot himself in an ankle, the way he walks, my lord.
Athi lapho ke isikhanyiso lesi se-video ke basithola ke ngemuva ukuthi kade ibhaleke lapho ke bathini abe-intatheli noma onondaba wakhe lapho ke bade senze isicelo sabo seka-section 205 ukuthi batholekela ukushicilela ukade kushicilelwe ke noma idata yelanga lange-27 zaka-October ngonyaka 2014. Athi kungemuva kwesicelo lesabasenza ukuze babuye bathole ke ivideo lena ke khona laphambi kwesenkantolo nanoma ingenaso ke isikhathi mhlawumbe ilanga abayithatha ngalo ke uma ngabe siyitshaka khona ngalana bathi bayithola kubonondaba ke ngelanga kushuthi izinhlelo mhlawumbe izinto mhlawumbe igameko ezenzeka ngelanga lange-27 futhi athi kungakho ehambisana nenkulumo ka-Advocate Mnisi ukuthi ke lapho ke yakhulunywa usele washona ke lapho ke Advocate Mngomezulu ukuthi ngesikhathi kade kusenzeka isigameko lapho lapho ke othize wesilisa kulo ngethwala ke ukuthi naye ke wasidubula ke noma wathola kudubuleka unyaweni lakhe ke ngelanga leli lokushona kukamufi ke lapho ke kepha wabuya wathi nanoma kade alimele lapho ke ngelanga lange-26 kepha kuma sesibuka kule video lena ke siyambona ukuthi uhamba njengomuntu ongajengakali njengomuntu olimele kepha uhamba njengomuntu ophile kahle futhi ongalimele.
Lastly, my Lord, in my recollection, and perhaps then I can be assisted with the version, the records of Mr. Mgomezulu, but from my recollection, I don't seem to recall reading a passage in what I was asked to read, my Lord, where Mr. Mgomezulu says in his own investigation. I don't seem to be recalling reading that part, that he was actually doing his own investigation and then he was putting the version of his own investigation in what I read, and I'm referring to what I read. I don't recall seeing the part that says he was conducting his own investigation.
Athi uma ngabe ephosile lapho engakhulumile iqiniso ngosenkantolo bamlungise lapho ke kepha yena athi akakhumbuli ngesikhathi bekafunda kokucela phansi ukuthi umnumzana osele washona ke ubaba uMngomezulu ukuthi wakhuluma ukuthi yena ke ngesikhathi lesi bekenza ukusesha kwecala yena azenzela khona lapho kathi kulapho wathola khona lolwazi lolo walithola.
Yes, my Lord. No, I've now double checked the recordings, the proceedings, my Lord. It doesn't say he was doing his own investigation. In fact, it says version, putting this version to Colonel Mangena. He was cross-examining Mr. Mangena. So he put a version, not an investigation, according to this record.
Athi mayelana nosicelo phansi ke ubaba uMngomezulu noma umnumzana uMngomezulu okade kuumeli oselashona ngelicala leli ke la kade akhuluma khona ke nomnumzana ke uMangena ke ngelanga lange-28 zaka August ngaka 2014 athi yena ke kula wamtshela khona ukuthi wena ngikutshela ke lenkulumo noma lehlangothi lenkulumo kepha kakaze akubeke ngokugcwele ukuthi yena ke uyasho ukuthi yena ke wenza ukusesha kwecala azenzela yena mathupha.
Thank you, Brigadier. There's, as we assist the accused in the conduct of their defense, the defense would always do their own investigation on how best can they assist the accused in the conduct of their case. And so sometimes we come up, actually more often than not, we would say, I am putting it to you that this is. But specifically when something comes from our client, we specifically say, I've got instructions that, or this is what my clients, if needs be, will come and say. Do you understand? So that's the difference. That was a bit of an education background. So.
Athi ke manje umeli khona ke okuhlukile phakathi kokuthi lapho ke uma ngabe bemeli babona ke bameli esikhathini esiningi bavame ukuthi bona ke batshela ubufakazi abangaphansi kwesifungo noma bethula ubufakazi ukuthi mina bayabatshela lokho kulandelayo uma behlalele icala noma behlela icala labantu ababamele ngaphambi kwenkosenkantolo ke athi khona ke ukuthi mhlamba ake abasho ngokugcwele ukuthi umuntu amele ngaphambi kwenkosenkantolo usho lokho kulandela kepha bavame ukuthi wasebenzele igama lokuthi mina ngiyatshela ke
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, in essence, what you're saying is that you responded to the question by the state and spoke about what could have happened on the 27th of October 2014 in what you saw on the video there. In other words, you aligned your evidence on what you saw on the video there to be on the 27th of October 2016 because the content of the subpoena was specific that they needed a video that was allegedly taken on the 27th of October 2014.
Bathi le video lowathola ke wona ke ngemuva kokuthi ithimba labashushisi noma ihlangothi lezombuso ke licela ukuthi ithola ke igameko ekade senzeka lapho ke ngelanga lange-27 zaka-Okthobha ngomnyaka ka-2014 bese yona ke njengoba ubushiwe ukuthi wenza isicelo sakho ngaphansi kwezomthetho ka-254 ke lapho ke ukuthi uthole ke izinto ade senzeka lapho ke kule ndawo yesigameko ngelanga lange-27 zaka-Okthobha ngomnyaka ka-2014 akusinjalo yini?
I think in summary, my lord, yes, but the subpoena, perhaps to correct, it was not made by me, but the essence of the subpoena, yes, it was requesting data for the recordings of the 27th of October 2014. And as I said, my lord, if you take that video, as much as there's not date, but the issue of the car, this is now when you go to investigation, because if you take that and you read it into docket, you will find certain facts that indicates that indeed this was the day, because subsequent to this, the vehicle was taken. This is now the vehicle of the accused. So, but answering Advocate Mnisi, yes, there was a subpoena generated requesting information or data of a specific day, and that day was the 27th of October 2014 insofar as Mr. Longo Twala, because he was the point of focus, and then that's what we received back as a state, my lord.
Athi yebo khona ke kunjalo uma ngabe bebuka lapho isicelo senziwa ngaphansi kwezomthetho ka-205 athi kepha isicelo sasikaze senziwe uye ke ufakazi isicelo leso ke athi kepha bacela ukuthi lapho ke bathole ke malana negama yomhlolo noma mhlawumbe malana nezinto ezenzeka ngelanga lange-27 zika-Okthobha ngomnyaka ka-2014 athi futhi ungabuka kule video lena ke athi khona ke imoto kamufi ekhona ke lapho kule ndawo yasehlolo noma mhlawumbe ndawo sigameko ke ekade ikhona noma mhlawumbe kade ijengakala ke kule video lena ke athi futhi ke kepha ngemuva ukuthi bona athi ngemuva kwesikhathi ke bese umuntu khona athathwa ke uma bakade bona bengenela kabanzi ekusishini kwicala labo ke lapha kulo muzi wesigameko.
So, in essence, Brigadier, although you prefer your testimony to fit the date of the 27th of October 2014, you, in essence, do not know when this video was actually taken. So,
but
or this clip, not video, but this clip of a video.
But nanoma kade becela ukuthi uthola ke igameko kade senzeka ngelanga lange-27 zaka-Okthobha ngomnyaka ka-2014 kepha bathi wena ke ngokugcwele noma wena ke ngokhethekile awazi ukuthi ngabe kade yini noma awazi ukuthi le video lena ke noma i-clip bayithatha ngaliphi ke ilanga.
No, I can't independently say that, my lord.
Athena ke yena ke ngoba ke uyimela ka ngeke asho ngokugcwele ukuthi i-video la bayithatha ngaliphi ke ilanga.
Thank you. I think it will also be an unfair question for me to ask you whether on the 27th of October 2014, were you there when the video was taken? Who shot it? How, under what circumstances? Whether you, 27th of October 2014, you met the two people that are depicted there. I think those will be unfair questions to you because you bear no knowledge as to what date this video was taken and so.
Bathi ke ngabe akuyona yini into engalungile mhlawumbe noma engaqondithi ngekubuza ke imibuzo mana nodaba lolu video ukuthi mhlawumbe ngabe wena ke ngelanga lange-27 zaka-Okthobha ngomnyaka ka-2014 ngabe kade ukhona yini kule ndawo yesigameko noma mhlawumbe le video ngesikhathi kade beyithatha ngabe kade ukhona wena ke mathupha lapho ke futhi ngabe wayibona yini ngesikhathi beyithathwa futhi abe mhlawumbe akutshengisa na lo muntu kade ayithatha ke ngabe mhlawumbe akutshengisa ngemuva kokuthi ayithathe futhi ngabe mhlawumbe wahlangana nalabantu abatshengakala bekhona kule video.
No, I will not know, my lord.
Thank you.
Athi cha ngeke ngibe nalo ke ulwazi lwalodaba lolo.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, let me and you now try to assist the court.
Uyabonga ke umeli ke phathi kuyacela ukuthi wena ke naye nithi ukulekelela ke lapho ke inkosi yenkantolo noma inkantolo.
Now, with the vast and extensive knowledge of investigation, would you dispute it or would you agree with me when I say the person who is best positioned to come and articulate about what is happening in that video, about the date on which that video was taken, about the allegations that were raised by Mr. Ngomizulu against Mr. Longwe? It's Longwe himself, not so. If we are basically trying to assist the court.
Bathi ke athi ke umeli ngabe mhlawumbe uyakuvuma lokhu noma ngabe awukuvumi yini lokhu ukuthi uma sesikhuluma mayelana nodaba lwevidiyo ngokukhethekile ke lapho ke angeke umuntu ongakhona ukuthi silekelele lapho ke sithothile ividiyo athethwa ngalephike ilanga kuphi nendawo futhi ngasiphi ke isikhathi umnomzana ulongethwala ke nanoma sekashilo ke lapho ke silewashona ke umnomzana advocate ngomezulu ukuthi ke lapho ke mana neintsolo esathi ayikhuluma ke ukuthi ulongethwala naye ke walimala ngelanga lesigameko wathola udutshulwa nawe enyaweni lakhe ke bathi umuntu ongakhona ukuthi abe esimeni siqondile noma esimeni sikahle sokuthi afike alekelele inkosi enkantolo futhi nenkantolo mala nodaba lolo ukuthi ulongethwala.
Not necessarily, my lord. I agree he can play a role, but to say perhaps he might be the only option that you can look at, no. Because you can look at, for example, the lady that is there, Miss Kelly, Miss Zandi Kumalo, who was there. She's there. You can see on the video. Obviously, the editors from ENCA, hence the request was made. They'll be able to indicate when was this footage taken. But since we are dealing with a docket that covers the date of the 26th all the way, when statements were made, in particular on the 27th, you'll be able to somewhere place Mr. Longwetwala either at the crime scene or when he was disposing his affidavit to the police on the 27th. Insofar as his condition is concerned, I'm referring now to be responding in relation to what Mr. Mgomezulu is saying, because this is important, to say he shot himself. So independently from this, we can place him to him going to the police. The statement was taken on the 27th, commissioned. No utterances or assertions are made that he was injured. He came there limping and so forth. In fact, to show the accuracy of the police, my lord, the accuracy of the police, Mr. Tumelo Madlala was wearing a cast, and he was on crutches. Now, if you look at the docket, you will see that it comes out clear that if there was anyone injured wearing a cast, it is actually Mr. Madlala. Hence, even the crutches that he was using, some of them were taken for DNA analysis. That is insofar as someone that could have been injured in the lake, you could find in the docket. You do not find such when it comes to Mr. Longwetwala. So I'm saying, yes, he can play a role, but he cannot be the only one. There are a lot of supporting
Let's
people.
Let's give the interpreter to interpret. I think that's almost a page.
My apologies.
Yes.
My apologies. Yes,
Yeah, hold it there. Then you'll proceed thereafter, Brigadier.
Okay, no, sorry.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Brigadier. Umaphendula kumbuzo la kuBrigadier Kininda uyasho khona ukuthi akuyena kuphela ulongethwala ongabuya alekelele inkosi enkantolo phecelezi nodaba lombuzo oqhamukile oqhamuka kwa-advocate Mnisi mana nodaba lole video lena kathi uma ngabuka ngaphakathi kwevideo lena khona ke ulongethwala ke futhi nosimama kuZandi thwala ke futhi athi abantu abangabuya balekelele inkosi enkantolo phecelezi alombuzo kade awukhulumile noma kade noma mala nodaba lenkulumo yaqhamuka noma insolo ekade zaqhamuka umnomzana umngomezulu sile washona ke ukuthi ulongethwala nakhe wadutshulwa bese wathola udutshulwa enyaweni lakhe ke bese walimala bese waba yisiqhwala ke ngelanga lange-26 ke lapho ke athi uZandi futhi nabonondaba abaqhamuka ngaphansi kwenkampani yase-ENCA athi nabo ke ibona abangakhona ukuba sesimeni esiqondile noma esimeni sikahle ekuthizeni balekelele inkosi enkantolo phecelezi nodaba lombuzo noma nodaba lwenkulumo eyaqhamuka lapho u-advocate Ngomezulu kanentsolo khona ke athi insolo wazithola ngesikhathi lesi bekenza ukusesha kwecala lakhe lapho ke athi futhi umuntu abangasho thina ke walimala lapho ke noma kade alimele uTumelo Madlala ngoba kade afake usamende kena ke enyaweni futhi kade ahamba ngama-crush ke athi futhi ilokozana intonga lezi kade asebenzisa lapho noma mhlawumbe ama-crush kade asebenzisa lapho ke ulokozana uTumelo Madlala ke athi bawathatha zathathwa bese zahamba bayokwenza lapha ama-DNA analysis ukuthi ukuhlola kulokozana kwalama-crush wakhe uTumelo Madlala.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now let's come home now. Does the state have a problem in calling Longwetwala to come and give substance towards what is happening or on what is happening on that clip of a video?
As it could please, my lord. I think we did touch on this aspect yesterday, that it is the discretion of the state to call the witnesses who can assist the court regarding the issues that are in dispute. If the state doesn't call any witness, that witness will be made available to the defense. It's not for a witness to give an opinion on that.
That is, that's a bit ironic, my lord, when the state says it is not for its witness to give an opinion. Throughout this witness's testimony, he has been giving opinions. The state cannot be allowed to appropriate and reprobate. When it fits the state, the witness is not allowed to give an opinion. But when it does not, when it fits the state, the witness is allowed to give an opinion. But in other circumstances, the witness is not allowed to give an opinion. It does not work out like that. You cannot have your cake, you cannot eat your cake and still have it. It does not work out like that, man.
No, it's not about giving an opinion, it's about calling off a witness. Calling off a witness, my lord, it's the duty of the state, the prosecuting counsel. It's not the discretion of the investigating officer. The investigating officer, all that he does is to assemble the evidential material, put it to the disposal of the prosecuting counsel. Prosecuting counsel decides which witness to call. It is therefore unfair of Advocate Nisi to ask the investigating officer as to why is Mr. Longa not being called.
I thought this was a team. Now I realize it's no longer a team. Thank you, Brigadier. Got no further questions to you. There are other avenues that we basically explore in seeing to it that justice, it's not only done, but it's seen to be done. Thank you, Brigadier.
Thank you, Advocate.
Uyabonga ke umeli futhi athatha nayo ke imibuzo mayana no baba Brigadier Gini ndathi uqedile kumuza ke imibuzo ke.
As it pleases the court, my lord. My lord, I see it's 5-1. May we take an early adjournment and then resume at 2? As the court pleases, please.
Okay, 2 o'clock then.